Chapter 830. I bid 300 billion spirit essence stones. After a moment, an astonishing prize came out from Huang Wenbao's mouth. As this prize came out, the Jade Lake Immortal Pavilion's main hall suddenly quieted down. 300 billion spirit essence stones to witness Sieyes dress up once. This was far too extravagant. Seeing Huang Wenbao's bid, Lan Linghong revealed an unwilling expression. He fiercely waved his sleeves and no longer bid. It seemed that Huang Wenbao's number had already surpassed the scope of what he could bear. Seeing Lan Linghong no longer bid, Huang Wenbao smiled in satisfaction, as if victory was already in his grasp. Seeing no one bid, Aunt Silverflower frowned. She swept her eyes over the crowd and said, "Is there anyone else who wishes to bid? If no one bids, then the right to watch Sieyes first dress up will have to be given to Sir Huang Wenbao. This Huang Wenbao is truly worthy of being the junior city lord of one of the 10 holy cities. 300 billion spirit essence stones is nearly half a year of my Ren family's income." Seeing Huang Wenbao bid, Ren Junping couldn't help but sigh and sigh. Compared to these large influences, the Ren family's background was far too lacking. 500 billion spirit essence stones. At this moment, as Ren Junping was sighing in his heart, an indifferent voice sounded out from beside him. Mo Qingyun had bid. Hearing Mo Qingyun's bid, Ren Junping's eyes widened. He looked at Mo Qingyun in shock, unable to speak. 500 billion spirit essence stones. Mo Qingyun had actually bid 500 billion spirit essence stones. This was far too crazy. Hearing Mo Qingyun's bid, Huang Wenbao revealed a surprised expression. He was surprised by Mo Qingyun's number. In his opinion, the number of 300 billion spirit essence stones that he quoted was already extremely terrifying. He never thought that in a short period of time, someone would surpass him by 200 billion. Suddenly, the entire Jade Lake Immortal Pavilion's main hall was in an uproar. Someone reported a price of 500 billion spirit essence stones. Did I hear that right? Is this person crazy? 500 billion spirit essence stones is enough to buy a luxurious mansion in Sun Moon City. Do you know who that person is? To directly increase the price by 200 billion spirit essence stones, this is just too amazing. For a moment, everyone was shocked and turned to look at Mo Qingyun. Seeing Mo Qingyun's bid, Lan Linghong was stunned for a moment. Then he sneered and said, "Huang Wenbao, 500 billion spirit essence stones. I don't think you can take out that much. 500 billion spirit essence stones. Even I might not be able to take out that much. How interesting." Seeing Mo Qingyun's price, a faint smile appeared on Huang Fuqingsong's face. He looked at Mo Qingyun with interest. While everyone was looking at Mo Qingyun in shock, Huang Wenbao's expression darkened. He had finally defeated his other competitors with great difficulty, but now, the fruits of his victory had been snatched away by an unknown brat. How could he tolerate such a thing? "Brat, if you know what's good for you, take back what you just said." Huang Wenbao's expression was gloomy as he coldly said these words. He glared at Mo Qingyun and said, "Also, kneel down and kowtow to everyone. Apologize and say that your bid just now was nonsense." Seeing Huang Wenbao's actions, the surrounding people looked at Mo Qingyun with a trace of sympathy. In their opinion, Mo Qingyun had offended the heir of one of the 10 great holy cities, Wenhao City, in order to watch Sia dress up. This was simply too much of a loss. Then, everyone had expectant expressions. They wanted to see how Mo Qingyun would respond. "I wonder how this brat will respond." Huang Fuqingsong smiled and looked at Mo Qingyun with interest. He gently waved the folding fan in his hand. "Huang Wenbao, someone else has offered more elemental spirit stones than you, so you're flustered and exasperated. Is this the code of conduct of Wenhao City?" Looking at the flustered and exasperated Huang Wenbao, Lan Linghong, who was at the side, revealed a mocking expression. He then said to Mo Qingyun with a smile, "Friend, my Jinling City currently lacks a guard captain and a guest elder. If you're interested, I can recommend you to my father. Once you become a member of my Jinling City, Even when Haoqing won't be able to touch you. Lan Linghong wanted to recruit Mo Qingyun. Seeing Lan Linghong's actions, everyone's hearts immediately moved, and such a thought instantly appeared in their minds. Then, the curiosity on everyone's faces grew. Would Mo Qingyun accept Lan Linghong's invitation? Thank you for your kindness, Brother Lan. Mo Qingyun thanked Lan Linghong with a faint smile. He glanced at Huang Wenbao with disdain and said, "However, I can deal with a small one-house city." At this moment, Mo Qingyun was very clear about Lan Linghong's intentions. Lan Linghong's actions seemed to be taunting and provoking Huang Wenbao, but there was great wisdom hidden within. With Qi Lian's cultivation at the 7th level of the supernatural power realm, even with Jinling City's strength, recruiting one more person would be a great gain. Moreover, Mo Qingyun was able to take out 500 billion elemental spirit stones. This meant that the power behind him was not simple. He was also worthy of Lan Linghong's recruitment. In this way, Lan Linghong's actions seemed to have deep intentions. "Brat, you're courting death." Hearing Mo Qingyun's disdainful words, Huang Wenbao's expression immediately turned fierce, and he angrily said. At this moment, without waiting for Huang Wenbao to finish speaking, Mo Qingyun looked at him and said with a faint smile, "Did you pay more elemental spirit stones than me? Brat, sometimes flaunting your wealth isn't a good thing, especially when you don't have strength." In response to Mo Qingyun's question, Lan Linghong raised his head and replied with an arrogant expression. "Oh." Hearing this, Mo Qingyun smiled playfully. He glanced at Huang Wenbao and the others and said, "So, Yuanhouse City is very strong? Brat, you don't even know the strength of our one-house city, yet you dare to be arrogant in front of young Master Wenbao. You're simply courting death." Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, without waiting for Huang Wenbao to speak, the follower beside him raised his head and said, "Let me tell you, our one-house city is one of the 10 great saint cities. We have a powerhouse at the peak of the 8th level of the supernatural power realm. Now, do you regret offending young Master Wenbao? One-house city is ranked 10th among the 10 great saint cities. The strongest powerhouse is only at the peak of the 8th level of the supernatural power realm. It's not too difficult to deal with them." Hearing the follower's words, Mo Qingyun had a rough understanding of one-house city's strength. He pondered and said, "One-house city is far away from Sun Moon City. It will take at least a month to reach Sun Moon City from one-house city. If I take care of Huang Wenbao and the others now, by the time one-house city's people come for revenge, I should have already subdued the Rong family." Chapter 831. Kid, what are you still dawdling about for? Do you want young Master Wenbao to do it himself? Seeing that Mo Qingyun did not speak for a long time, one of Huang Wenbao's followers scolded Mo Qingyun. Noisy, Mo Qingyun glanced at this lackey in disgust. Then he instructed Qi Lian. "Qi Lian, make him quiet." "Yes, young lord." Hearing Mo Qingyun's order, Qi Lian's face turned cold, and he directly slammed his palm towards Huang Wenbao's follower. Suddenly, a terrifying bloody origin force exploded from Qi Lian's palm and turned into a huge bloody dragon head. Crack! As soon as the blood-colored dragon head palm appeared, it blasted towards the lackey at an extremely fast speed. It directly bit off the lackey's head, and the sound of bones cracking could be heard. Plop! The headless body fell to the ground with a muffled sound. Blood flowed and dyed the ground red. Hiss! Seeing this scene, the surrounding people immediately sucked in a breath of cold air and looked at Mo Qingyun with reverence. Mo Qingyun's actions at this moment instantly changed everyone's impression of him in their hearts. Mo Qingyun was so domineering, even more so than Huang Wenbao. "Kid, you're courting death." Seeing that his follower was killed by Qi Lian, Huang Wenbao was like a cat that had its tail stepped on. He immediately became furious and said to the two beside him, "Protector Fei Tao, Protector Fei Sai, capture that kid for me. I want him alive." "Yes, young Master Wenbao." Upon hearing Huang Wenbao's order, the two protectors beside him, who were at the 6th level divine ability realm, immediately grabbed at Mo Qingyun. If you want to touch the young lord, you'll have to ask this old man's fist first. Seeing Fei Tao and Fei Sai's actions, Qi Lian's face turned cold, and he said a gloomy sentence. Then, Qi Lian's body moved, and he continued to approach Fei Sai and Fei Tao. Then, Qi Lian, Fei Sai, and Fei Tao began to fight crazily. Seeing that Qi Lian and the other two were fighting, the surrounding people immediately retreated and gave them space to fight. At the same time, their expressions changed again when they looked at Mo Qingyun. There was shock, sympathy, and even schadenfreude. Is this kid crazy? Isn't he afraid of Wen Haoqing's revenge? In my opinion, this kid is a hothead. He didn't even consider the consequences. Huang Wenbao is really unlucky to have met such a hothead. His identity is useless. For a moment, everyone felt helpless for Huang Wenbao, and they shook their heads and smiled bitterly. In the eyes of the crowd, Huang Wenbao's current situation was like a scholar meeting a soldier, unable to explain himself. It was like telling a young man who had never seen a woman how wonderful it was to have sex with a woman. Would he understand? While everyone was still in shock, the outcome of the battle on Qi Lian's side was gradually revealed. Under Qi Lian's domineering attack, the two protectors beside Huang Wenbao had no room to fight back. Seeing this scene, Huang Wenbao's expression froze and his face became heavy. He said, "Protector Fei Yuan, Protector Fei Yang, the two of you go and help Protector Fei Tao and Fei Sai." "Yes, young Master Wenbao." Hearing Huang Wenbao's orders, the two of them didn't dare hesitate and immediately joined the battle to deal with Qi Lian. "Young Master Wenbao, I feel that instead of dealing with that red-haired old man, why don't we capture this kid?" At this moment, a hunchbacked old man beside Huang Wenbao glanced at Mo Qingyun with a cold expression and made a suggestion to Huang Wenbao. "Capture the leader first. Protector Fei Tuo, your suggestion is not bad." Hearing the hunchbacked old man's words, Huang Wenbao's eyes lit up and a cold smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. He said to the hunchbacked old man, "If that's the case, Protector Fei Tuo, you go deal with that kid's mount. I'll personally deal with this kid." "Yes, young Master Wenbao." Hearing Huang Wenbao's order, the hunchbacked old man no longer hesitated and immediately attacked the savage beast. Following that, the savage beast and the hunchbacked old man engaged in a frenzied battle. Because of this, the 5 level 6 divine ability experts beside Huang Wenbao all made their moves. Seeing the 5 protectors by Huang Wenbao's side holding back Qi Lian and the savage beast, Huang Wenbao's followers immediately laughed proudly. "Kid, now that you don't have any helpers by your side, let's see how arrogant you can be next. Young Master Wenbao, let me take care of this kid for you." One of Huang Wenbao's lackeys volunteered when he saw Mo Qingyun, who was only in the Heavenly Dipper Stage 2. "No need." However, Huang Wenbao merely sneered and shook his head at this follower's request. He said in all seriousness, "This brat, this young master will personally take care of him. Young Master Wenbao is invincible. Later, this kid will be looking for his teeth all over the floor. Not just looking for his teeth all over the floor, will break his gums so that he can only drink milk in the future. Wouldn't that be letting this kid off too easily? In my opinion, he can only drink piss in the future. All right, to prevent young Master Wenbao from being disturbed, let's go take care of the person behind this kid." For a moment, Huang Wenbao's followers kept mocking Mo Qingyun. While these followers were mocking Mo Qingyun, they also sneered and quickly surrounded Ren Junping. "Kid, now that you're all alone, I'd like to see if you can still be arrogant." Seeing that Ren Junping was being taken care of by his followers, Huang Wenbao revealed a sinister smile and said proudly, "Aren't you the same?" In response to Huang Wenbao's words, Mo Qingyun shrugged nonchalantly. There wasn't the slightest trace of panic on his face. "Do you think that you can fight me with your Heaven Star Border Stage 2 cultivation?" Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Huang Wenbao laughed in disdain. His tone was filled with disdain. Illusory, leopard, demonic shadow palm. As soon as Huang Wenbao finished his words, he didn't say anything more to Mo Qingyun. Instead, He blasted a palm towards Mo Qingyun. Under Huang Wenbao's palm, the aura of a half-step, transcendent realm cultivation exploded from his body. It seemed like he didn't intend to hold back against Mo Qingyun. He directly used his half-step transcendent realm cultivation without holding back. Roar! Under Huang Wenbao's palm, the shadow of a leopard covered the sky. It was like a dream and instantly enveloped Mo Qingyun. Seeing Mo Qingyun being swallowed by the shadow of a leopard, the surrounding people sighed in their hearts. They couldn't even bear to look at Mo Qingyun. In their opinion, Mo Qingyun would definitely die under Huang Wenbao's attack. It couldn't be helped. The difference between the two was too great. However, what happened next caused everyone's eyes to widen. They couldn't believe that this was real. Bang! Chapter 832. At this moment, when Huang Wenbao was blasted away, a black shadow chased after him with extreme speed. Then, everyone saw Huang Wenbao being choked by a red-haired middle-aged man like a dead dog. This red-haired middle-aged man was none other than Feng Mayun, who was cultivating in the five-directional pagoda. Young lord, how should we deal with this person? Feng Mayun choked Huang Wenbao and turned to Mo Qingyun, inquiring about Mo Qingyun's plan. Young lord, hearing how Feng Mayun addressed Mo Qingyun, Huang Wenbao's expression immediately changed. He looked at Mo Qingyun in shock and said, "Oh, you have other followers by your side?" This discovery shocked Huang Wenbao quite a bit. He did not expect this situation. Did I say that I only have Qi Lian and Qi Lian following me? Mo Qingyun shrugged at Huang Wenbao's shocked words and said mockingly. He then said to Feng Mayun, Mayun, kill this kid and help Savage Beast. Yes, young lord. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Feng Mayun nodded and his expression immediately turned cold. Wait. Seeing that Mo Qingyun wanted to kill him, Huang Wenbao revealed a panicked expression and shouted, Brat, I am the son of the city, lord of the 10 great holy cities, Wenhao City. If you dare touch me, my father will definitely not let you off. Your father won't let me go? Hearing this, Mo Qingyun's mocking expression deepened. He sneered and said, Haven't you heard of the saying distant water can't put out a nearby fire? Even if your father is the city lord of Wenhao City, he can't save you now. Mayun, do it. After replying to Huang Wenbao, Mo Qingyun did not waste any more words with him and ordered Feng Mayun again. Big brother, I was wrong. Please spare me. Seeing Mo Qingyun's determined expression, Huang Wenbao's heart immediately panicked. He quickly begged for mercy from Mo Qingyun. He knew that his identity as the young city lord of Wenhao City, who had always been a jack of all trades, would not be useful today. In addition, Huang Wenbao had also underestimated Mo Qingyun's determination. Mo Qingyun chose to turn a deaf ear to his pleas for mercy. There was not the slightest change in his expression. Crack! The crisp sound of bones breaking rang out, and Huang Wenbao's begging came to an abrupt end. His eyes were wide open as he stared at Mo Qingyun, dying with remaining grievances. He had never imagined that there would be such a ruthless person in this tiny sun-moon city. Huang Wenbao was dead. Seeing Huang Wenbao being killed, the Jade Lake Immortal Pavilion suddenly quieted down and everyone's heart thumped, especially those who liked to use their family's prestige to flaunt their prowess. They felt a chill run down their backs. At this moment, they couldn't help but feel a lingering fear in their hearts. They felt that if they continued to be like Huang Wenbao, Huang Wenbao's current fate would very likely be a warning to them. Mo Qingyun's words were right. Distant water could not put out a nearby fire. If they really provoked a ruthless person one day, the other party would not care about their status. This kid is so determined. Seeing Mo Qingyun's actions, Lan Linghong's expression immediately changed. He sighed inwardly. I didn't expect that Lan Linghong, would have misjudged him this time. This kid is not simple. Such a person actually appeared in this tiny sun-moon city. Interesting. Huang Fuqingsong revealed a rare, serious expression. His gaze towards Mo Qingyun was filled with admiration. This kid is not bad. Xie, you must help me subdue him. Seeing Mo Qingyun's current performance, Lang Ping revealed a pleasantly surprised expression. It was as if he had seen a peerless divine weapon. Hearing Lang Ping's words, Xie frowned and revealed a worried expression. Lang Ping, this person is extremely dangerous. In my opinion, we shouldn't provoke him. Xie, it's easy to obtain a mediocre soldier, but hard to find a good general. This kid will definitely become a sharp blade under my command in the future. In response to Xie's persuasion, Lang Ping shook his head conceitedly, showing that he was determined to obtain Mo Qingyun. After saying this resolute sentence, Lang Ping revealed a gentle expression and coaxed Xie. Xie, don't you want to return to the Wasteland Continent? These people are our capital to return to the Wasteland Continent. I do want to, but I feel that it's actually quite good for us to stay in the Tianhan Continent. Xie revealed a troubled expression and said a few gentle words to Lang Ping. She continued, if there's really no other way, we'll find a small city. With our cultivation, a peaceful cultivation shouldn't be a problem. Xie, you disappoint me. Lang Ping revealed a trace of displeasure when he heard Xie's words. His expression gradually turned cold. I, Lang Ping, am the prince of the Quanglang Bay Kingdom. If I can't rebuild the Quanglang Bay Kingdom, I, Lang Ping, would rather die immediately. Xie sighed faintly in her heart when she saw Lang Ping's expression. She said helplessly, I'll do my best to help you subdue him, but this person's will is firm. I'm afraid that I won't be able to do it with my current cultivation. Lang Ping's expression improved when he saw that Xie was willing to help. A sinister smile appeared on his face. While everyone was still reeling from Huang Wenbao's death, a shocking aura rushed into the Jade Lake Immortal Pavilion. This was the aura of a 7th-level divinity expert. As soon as this person arrived at the Jade Lake Immortal Pavilion, he began to attack Huang Wenbao's protectors without any hesitation. Another 7th-level divinity expert. Everyone's expression changed when they saw this figure appear. A sense of shock rose in their hearts. Then, the way they looked at Mo Qingyun changed greatly. They never thought that there would be a 7th-level divinity expert by Mo Qingyun's side. This 7th-level divinity expert was naturally Rong Ping, who Mo Qingyun had subdued not long ago. When Mo Qingyun decided to take care of Huang Wenbao, he sent a spiritual message to Rong Ping in order to ensure that nothing went wrong. However, in order to prevent others from recognizing Rong Ping, Mo Qingyun had him disguise himself slightly. With Rong Ping's participation, the battle between the two sides came to an end very quickly. Huang Wenbao's followers were all killed. After killing Huang Wenbao's followers, Rong Ping didn't say anything and directly left the Jade Lake Immortal Pavilion. Looks like this kid's identity is even more powerful than I imagined. Lan Linghong sighed inside when he saw Mo Qingyun's expression. His evaluation of Mo Qingyun rose once again. He guessed, I basically know all the direct descendants of the clans in the 10 sacred cities. This kid isn't among them. Is he from some hidden clan? Hidden clans were different from the major clans on the surface. They were all hidden deep in the mountains and forests, cultivating without caring about worldly affairs. However, there was one thing that was without a doubt. Every hidden clan was extremely powerful and couldn't be underestimated. Uncle Fu, go investigate this kid's background. Chapter 833. Can we announce the results now? When he saw Huang Wenbao and the others had been dealt with, Mo Qingyun looked at Aunt Yinhua with an indifferent expression and urged her. Aunt Yinhua's body suddenly shook when she heard Mo Qingyun's words, and then she recovered from her shock and said with a light smile, since no one has made a bid, then the right to watch Xie's first dress-up will be obtained by this young master. Let's go. When he saw Aunt Yinhua announce the results, Lang Ping instructed Xie before turning around and leaving the corridor. Young master, Xie has already returned to her room to wait for you. Please follow me. After Aunt Yinhua announced the results, She smiled charmingly at Mo Qingyun and made a gesture of invitation. All right, Mo Qingyun nodded, and then he turned around to look at Qi Lian and the others and instructed, "Wait for me here for a moment. I'll go see that Xia. Young lord, when you go see that Xia later, you must be on guard against her using the art of charm on you." When he saw Mo Qingyun was going to see Xia, Savage Beast revealed a serious expression and reminded Mo Qingyun, "Art of charm?" The corners of Mo Qingyun's eyes narrowed slightly when he heard this, and he was slightly on guard in his heart. He nodded and said, "I know. I'll pay attention later." When he saw Mo Qingyun understood his meaning, Savage Beast didn't say anything else and withdrew with Qi Lian and the others. After instructing Qi Lian and the others, Mo Qingyun didn't hesitate any longer and stood up to walk towards Aunt Yinhua. "Young master, Xia is in this room. You can go in." Aunt Yinhua brought Mo Qingyun to Xia's room and smiled deeply at Mo Qingyun before walking away with quick steps. Creak. Seeing that Aunt Silverflower had walked far away, Mo Qingyun gently pushed open the door and walked into the room. Walking into the house, Mo Qingyun found that the lighting in the house was very dim, with only a few oil lamps emitting a weak light. Under the illumination of the oil lamp, Mo Qingyun saw a graceful figure sitting in front of the dressing table. She should be Xia. At this moment, Xia was wearing a thin veil, and her hair was draped over her back. She gave off a gentle and wild feeling. With Xia gently fiddling with her hair, she looked even more charming, making people's imaginations run wild. "Young master, please have a seat." Seeing Mo Qingyun walk in, Xia let out a heavenly voice and revealed a bashful look. Looking at Xia's appearance, Mo Qingyun couldn't help but sigh in his heart. He thought to himself, "No wonder so many people are willing to pay a high price just to see Xia dress up once. This woman is indeed charming and alluring." The current environment was too easy to let one's imagination run wild. One couldn't help but be intoxicated by it, unable to extricate themselves. Compared to the usual chaotic battles in the Red Chamber, the feeling of being out of reach at this moment was more likely to arouse Un's instinctive reaction and desire. All right. After calming down the ripples in his heart, Mo Qingyun calmly nodded. Borrowing the weak light of the oil lamp, he walked to a table not far away and sat down. Gulp. After Mo Qingyun sat down, he raised his hand to pick up the wine pot on the table and poured himself a cup of wine. With regards to Mo Qingyun's actions, Xia didn't say anything as she silently combed her hair. Seeing Xia's actions, Mo Qingyun wasn't in a hurry as he silently sat to one side and admired. Approximately 2 hours later, Xia finally finished combing her hair and putting on some makeup. Immediately after, Xia slowly stood up and walked behind a screen to the side. She began to gently undress and change her clothes. While Xia was changing, Mo Qingyun saw a graceful figure twisting and turning in the weak light within the screen. What a seductress! Looking at the faintly discernible figure, Mo Qingyun couldn't help but sigh in his heart. He couldn't help but lament that this scene was just too alluring. Even with his mental state that surpassed the Supreme Being's stage, ripples still surfaced in his heart when he saw Xia's actions. "I've kept you waiting." A moment later, Xia gracefully walked over to Mo Qingyun and sat down in front of him. At this moment, Xia had changed into a pure white robe. The edges of the robe were lined with fine fur, soft and holy. At this moment, the feeling that Xia gave Mo Qingyun was that of a spotless fox immortal in the snow, coquettish, charming, and holy. "It's fine. Miss Xia, please." Mo Qingyun lightly smiled as he shook his head. He poured a cup of wine for Xia and raised his hand to make an inviting gesture. "Thank you, sir." Seeing this, Xia shyly smiled. She raised her hand and lifted the wine cup. Using her sleeve to cover her mouth, she took a sip of the wine. "Sir, you spent 500 billion spirit essence stones for Xia, and yet doesn't know your name." Xia put down her wine cup and sweetly smiled at Mo Qingyun, asking for Mo Qingyun's name. Mo Qingyun. Mo Qingyun put down his wine cup and lightly smiled at Xia, not hiding his identity. Mo Qingyun, Qingyun, ascending to the highest heavens. Sir, what a great name. Xie calmly smiled and praised Mo Qingyun. She blinked her charming eyes and said, Sir, you've spent so much money for Xie. Tell me, how should Xie repay you? Looking at Xie's pure and intelligent eyes, Mo Qingyun couldn't help but fall into a daze for a moment. Xie's figure instantly appeared in his mind. At this moment, Mo Qingyun couldn't help but have an impulse to sink into this feeling forever. However, Mo Qingyun had a state of mind that surpassed the Supreme Being realm. The firmness of his beliefs far surpassed that of an ordinary person. After a brief moment of confusion, Mo Qingyun's consciousness recovered, and he quickly broke away from his previous state. When Mo Qingyun broke free from that state, Xie's elegant brows furrowed slightly, and a faint blush appeared on her face. Mo Qingyun didn't notice Xie's change. He was only surprised by Xie's ability to charm people. Savage Beast's words weren't false. Xie's charm is indeed astonishing. Even with my state of mind that surpassed the Supreme Being realm, I almost fell for it. Recalling the previous situation, Mo Qingyun couldn't help but be shocked. He sighed inwardly that he had underestimated Xie's ability. After a brief moment of shock, Mo Qingyun smiled faintly and looked at Xie. Miss Xie, if you really want to repay me, why don't you accompany me? Sir Qingyun, you're so hateful. You only know how to bully Xie. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Xie's face unconsciously turned red. She revealed a bashful expression and looked at Mo Qingyun with a strange expression. At this moment, if Savage Beast was here, it would definitely notice Xie's abnormality and understand what caused it. At this moment, when Xie said those strange words, her gaze towards Mo Qingyun also changed slightly. It was as if she was a young girl who was in love and looking at the man in her heart. Chapter 834. Miss Xie, you must be joking. You are a powerful Yao from the Wild Continent. You are not someone I can bully. In response to Xie's shy words, Mo Qingyun smiled faintly and teased her. You know where I come from? Xie was shocked by Mo Qingyun's revelation. She stared at Mo Qingyun in disbelief. At this moment, Mo Qingyun's words had truly shocked her. She had been on the Tianhan continent for many years, and no one knew where she came from. But now, Mo Qingyun knew where she came from after a few words. This was far too strange for her. Xie's pretty face immediately changed, revealing a trace of panic and worry. She coldly said, Who exactly are you? Did the wolf soul send you? Miss Xie, don't be so agitated. I mean you no harm. Mo Qingyun smiled faintly at the nervous Xie. I'm just curious. With Miss Xie's cultivation talent and bloodline talent, you should have an extraordinary status in the Fox clan. How did you end up falling to the level of pleasing others on the heavenly soul continent? Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, a trace of grievance appeared on Xie's face, and she immediately fell silent. At this moment, Xie's performance was in stark contrast to her previous performance. If the Xie from before could be described as bewitching, then the current Xie was sentimental. From the looks of it, Xie has suffered quite a bit. Mo Qingyun couldn't help but sigh at Xie's abnormal behavior. He regretted his question. From the looks of it, his question just now should have touched upon the sorrow in Xie's heart. Mo Qingyun shook his head. If it's not convenient for Miss Xie to talk about it, then forget it. There's nothing I can't say. Since Sir Qingyun is so curious, Xie will tell you. She shook her head gloomily. Light flickered in her eyes as she revealed a sliver of bitterness and sadness. She said, I was originally the holy maiden of the nine-tailed fox clan. I accidentally entered the territory of the heaven-devouring wolf clan and was captured by the young master of the heaven-devouring wolf clan, Lang Ping. Afterwards, I escaped from Lang Hun's camp with the help of Lang Ping. When Lang Hun found out that I had escaped, he sent many of his subordinates to capture us. After that, Lang Ping took me and ran for our lives. A sorrowful expression appeared on Shiyu's face as she recalled the circumstances of her escape, as well as the process of her meeting Lang Ping. Afterwards, when we were escaping, we accidentally entered a mountain valley and accidentally activated an ancient teleportation array, which brought us to the heavenly soul continent. An ancient teleportation array. Mo Qingyun was surprised to hear this. He didn't know how Xie came to the Tianan continent. But when he thought of Qian Xiuqiao and the others, Mo Qingyun felt relieved. If Qian Xiuqiao and the others could come, then it wasn't strange that Xie and Mo Qingyun were here. After calming himself down, Mo Qingyun didn't understand. You and Lang Ping are both at the early stage of the divinity stage. You shouldn't have ended up like this in the Tianhan continent, right? Why are you willing to become a disciple of the Jade Lake Immortal Pavilion and make others laugh in this world? Xie hesitated when she heard Mo Qingyun's words. She didn't know if she should tell Mo Qingyun the reason. Xie's heart was very complicated right now. She didn't know why, but she felt an inexplicable sense of closeness and trust towards Mo Qingyun. She wanted to tell Mo Qingyun everything. But when she thought about how Lang Ping saved her life and how this matter concerned Lang Ping's interests, she felt very troubled. Miss Xie, it's getting late. I'll take my leave first. Seeing Xie's troubled expression, Mo Qingyun didn't force her. He smiled and said goodbye. Mo Qingyun stood up and prepared to leave. But before Mo Qingyun left, he took out a jade slip and handed it to Xie. Miss Xie, I've left a soul imprint in this jade slip. If you need any help, you can contact me through it. Mo Qingyun left the jade slip on the table and walked out of the room. He didn't say anything else to Xie. Xie wanted to say something as she watched Mo Qingyun walk away. She wanted to call out to Mo Qingyun, but she couldn't make a sound. After a while, Mo Qingyun's figure disappeared from her sight. Xie put away the jade slip on the table. Creak! When Xie put away the jade slip, the door was pushed open again. Lang Ping walked in from outside. Xie, how is it? Lang Ping walked in and sat down in front of Xie. He had an expectant expression as he asked Xie, I failed. Xie glanced at Lang Ping with a complicated expression. She sighed helplessly. Young Master Qingyun's mind is extremely firm. My arts of charm were unable to influence his thoughts. You failed. Lang Ping's expression immediately turned cold when he heard Xie's reply. He revealed intense anger and said, Xie, tell me the truth. Was it because that kid was extraordinarily handsome that you were attracted to him and couldn't bear to use your arts of charm on him? Lang Ping. The corners of Xie's eyes immediately reddened when she heard Lang Ping's words. She immediately felt extremely wronged. Lang Ping treated her like this just because she had failed once. He was just too cold and heartless. Lang Ping realized that he had spoken too harshly when he saw Xie's delicate expression. He said gently to Xie, Xie, you know that I'm suffering from the hatred of my family and my country. I failed to control my emotions for a moment. I hope you won't hold a grudge against me. Lang Ping gently raised his hands as he spoke. He wanted to pat Xie on the shoulder and comfort Xie. Take your hand away, Xie said coldly when she saw Lang Ping's actions. She continued, I'm a little tired. I'm going to rest. You can leave first. All right, I'll stand guard outside. Call me if you need anything. Lang Ping's expression darkened when he heard Xie's words. He instructed Xie and left the room. Xie couldn't help but tear up when she saw Lang Ping walk out of the room. Her emotions became extremely complicated. Before she saw Mo Qingyun, she only felt that Lang Ping was becoming more and more unfamiliar. When she saw Lang Ping's flustered and exasperated appearance just now, she suddenly felt that Lang Ping was a little terrifying. That's right, terrifying. A terrifying feeling that could swallow a person whole. Xie unconsciously tightened her grip on the jade slip when she thought of how unfamiliar and terrifying Lang Ping was. Bitch, if it weren't for the fact that your charm arts are useful to me, how could I tolerate you like this? Chapter 835. That brat just now is a little troublesome. I have to find out more about him. Lang Ping had a cold expression on his face. After some consideration, he decided to look for Mo Qingyun. After a while, Lang Ping found Mo Qingyun at the entrance of the Jade Lake Immortal Pavilion, who was about to leave. "Sir, please wait for a moment." Seeing that Mo Qingyun was about to leave the Jade Lake Immortal Pavilion, Lang Ping hurriedly caught up with him and cupped his hands humbly. "Are you looking for me?" Seeing that his path was blocked by Lang Ping, Mo Qingyun frowned slightly and a cold expression appeared on his face. After hearing Sie's story, Mo Qingyun did not have a good impression of Lang Ping. In Mo Qingyun's opinion, a man who allowed his woman to appear in public and act coquettishly in front of others to satisfy his own selfish desires was the most useless behavior. Most importantly, Sie was not Lang Ping's woman. She was only doing it out of gratitude. Lang Ping was using Sie's gratitude to make Sie wander about in a brothel to achieve his despicable goal. This made him seem even more despicable. "I am Sie's cousin. Just now, Sie secretly told me that she fell in love with you at first sight. Therefore, I would like to have a chat with you." Lang Ping did not take Mo Qingyun's cold attitude to heart and introduced himself with a smile. "So you are Miss Sie's cousin?" Mo Qingyun looked at Lang Ping disdainfully when he saw that he was Sie's cousin. He purposely emphasized the word cousin. Savage Beast's words were indeed true. The Moon Eclipse Wolf clan is indeed a hypocrite. Glancing at Lang Ping in disdain, Mo Qingyun recalled Savage Beast's words and said with a playful smile, "Since young Master Lang Ping has spoken, I naturally can't refuse. If that's the case, please follow me." Seeing that Mo Qingyun had agreed to talk to him, Lang Ping smiled humbly and gestured to Mo Qingyun. "Young Master Lang Ping, please." Mo Qingyun replied indifferently and followed Lang Ping into a private room. "Young Master, what do you think of Cousin Sie?" After entering the private room, Lang Ping didn't beat around the bush and asked Mo Qingyun directly. "Miss Sie, you're beautiful, kind, and have a simple mind. You're a rare beauty." Mo Qingyun praised Lang Ping repeatedly when he saw that he was asking about Sie. He asked curiously, "Young Master Lang Ping, if I remember correctly, the Jade Lake Immortal Pavilion doesn't accept male disciples. How did you manage to stay in the Jade Lake Immortal Pavilion?" Lang Ping hesitated for a moment when he heard Mo Qingyun's question. He rolled his eyes quickly and smiled. "It's like this. Anning Hua is my aunt. Since there are always people causing trouble in the Jade Lake Immortal Pavilion, she asked me to keep it going." "Oh, I see." The disdain in Mo Qingyun's heart became stronger when he heard Lang Ping's explanation. Lang Ping's ability to spout nonsense was something that ordinary people couldn't compare to. In the Heavenly Soul Continent, the Jade Lake Immortal Pavilion was one of the most powerful sects under the Sovereign Realm. Who would dare to cause trouble here? "Young Master, let's not talk about me. Let's talk about you and Sie." Lang Ping thought that he had fooled Mo Qingyun when he saw that Mo Qingyun had understood. His expression then dimmed, and he said, "Young Master, Sie has had a hard life since she was young. As her cousin, I have always hoped that she would find a good home." Lang Ping paused for a moment before continuing. "Also, Sie has always had a great wish in her heart. I wonder if young Master is willing to help her fulfill it?" "Oh, is there such a thing?" Mo Qingyun pretended to be surprised. He put on a curious expression and asked, "Young Master Lang Ping, may I know what difficulties Sie has? Can you tell me?" Lang Ping's eyes flashed when he heard Mo Qingyun's question. He smiled faintly at Mo Qingyun and said, "It's like this. Sie was originally a princess of an ancient country. Unfortunately, it was destroyed by a neighboring ancient country. Because of this, she hoped that her future husband would be able to avenge her family." "I see." Mo Qingyun pretended to understand after hearing Lang Ping's words. He smiled playfully and said, "So young Master Lang Ping wants me to avenge Sie and rebuild the kingdom? Young Master, you are indeed extraordinarily intelligent. You understand immediately." Lang Ping smiled in surprise when he saw that Mo Qingyun understood his intentions. He praised Mo Qingyun and said, "Young Master, I wonder if you are willing to help Sie fulfill her wish. If Sie asks me, I will naturally not refuse. I will fulfill it for her without hesitation. Mo Qingyun responded to Lang Ping's question seriously. It was as if he could not wait to shed blood for Siya. As Siya's cousin, I am truly happy for Siya that young master is willing to do so for Siya. Lang Ping's face lit up when he saw Mo Qingyun's attitude. However, his expression became serious, and he said, "However, in order to be at ease in handing over Siya to young master, I hope young master can give me a guarantee." A guarantee? Mo Qingyun frowned slightly when he heard Lang Ping's words. His expression became much more serious as he asked, "May I ask what kind of guarantee young master Lang Ping needs?" Lang Ping took out a blood-red scroll and handed it to Mo Qingyun when he heard Mo Qingyun's words. He said, "Young master, this is a blood oath from my hometown. If young master really decides to help Siya fulfill her wish, drip a drop of blood into this blood oath and make a vow with it." "Young lord, do not listen to Lang Ping. Make a vow with this blood oath." Savage Beast immediately sent a spiritual message to Mo Qingyun when he saw Lang Ping's actions. He continued, "This blood oath is the soul-eating blood pact of the Moon Eclipse Wolf Clan. It's a very vicious enslavement book. Once the book enslaves your soul, you will never be able to escape its control unless your soul is destroyed and completely vanishes from this world." It was actually such a vicious thing. Mo Qingyun's expression immediately changed when he heard Savage Beast's words. He was rather surprised by the power of the soul-eating blood pact. After all, when he planted a soul imprint in someone's soul, he would only enslave that person in this lifetime. Once that person reincarnated, the soul imprint would lose its effect. However, the soul-eating blood pact could enslave someone's soul forever. That was just too vicious. What? Could it be that young master's earlier words were just nonsense to deceive me? Seeing that Mo Qingyun hadn't made a decision for a long time, Lang Ping showed a displeased expression and questioned him. "Are you going to reveal your true colors?" Mo Qingyun smiled faintly when he heard Lang Ping's words. He could not help but have such a thought. Chapter 836. It seems that this boy really hasn't been bewitched by Siya. Hearing Mo Qingyun's question, Lang Ping's expression immediately froze, and he got an answer in his heart. After this discovery, Lang Ping frowned slightly and began to think of other ways to scheme against Mo Qingyun. Alas, this time Siya made a mistake. The person she likes is actually a coward. After a short moment of thinking, Lang Ping had a plan in his heart. He pretended to sigh sadly and said to Mo Qingyun, "Young master, you can go now. I will go and talk to Siya later so that she won't miss you too much. You're not her real husband. If that's the case, I will take my leave." Hearing Lang Ping's mocking words, Mo Qingyun didn't care too much. He said goodbye with a faint smile, stood up, and said, "Before I leave, I will give young Master Lang Ping a word of advice. Many things can be done in haste." After Mo Qingyun finished speaking, he got up and walked out of the private room, no longer paying attention to this hypocritical Lang Ping. Haste makes no progress. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Lang Ping's expression changed slightly, and he pondered over Mo Qingyun's words. After muttering to himself, Lang Ping's face became gloomy, and a cold light flashed in his eyes. "Boy, I didn't expect your observation to be so amazing. You actually found some clues. However, since you know my intention, I can't let you live." After Lang Ping muttered to himself, his eyes became even colder, and he said in a cold voice, "Since I can't deal with this boy, it seems that I can only start with Lan Ling Hong and Huang Fuqing Song." Immediately, Lang Ping slowly got up and went to find Lan Ling Hong and Huang Fuqing Song. After Mo Qingyun left the Jade Lake Immortal Pavilion, he went straight back to the Rin family, preparing to continue his plan to take over the Rong family. After returning to the Rong family, Mo Qingyun directly went into seclusion to cultivate while waiting for news from Lin Yu and Rong Xian. 3 days later, under the attacks of Mo Qingyun and the others, another 7th-level God Art Realm Elder of the Rong clan was subdued and became Qi Lian's blood slave. 10 days later, the remaining 3 elders of the Rong family, Rong La, Rong Rong, and Rong Bing, were all taken in as blood slaves by Qi Lian. In addition, the Rong family had several level 6 divinity level 6 elders who were also refined into blood slaves by Qi Lian. As a result, in the entire Rong family, other than the ancestor Rong Ho, who was at the 8th level of the God Realm, most of the people in charge had already been taken down by Mo Qingyun. At this moment, in Mo Qingyun's courtyard, the 6th, 7th level elders of the Rong family, as well as Qi Lian and the others, were all standing before him, waiting for his orders. Since things have progressed to this step, it's time to subdue Rong Ho. Looking at the people before him, Mo Qingyun revealed a faint smile and spoke of his plan. Rong Peng, when will your ancestor come out of seclusion? Young lord, the ancestor came out 3 days ago. Hearing Mo Qingyun's question, Rong Peng revealed a respectful expression and replied to Mo Qingyun with a serious expression. However, the ancestor has reached the peak of the middle stage of the 8th level of the God Realm. I'm afraid he won't be as easy to deal with as before. Peak of the middle stage of the 8th level of the God Realm. After learning about Rong Ho's cultivation, Mo Qingyun was a little shocked. His smile deepened. Don't worry about that. As long as his cultivation hasn't reached the 9th level of the God Realm, I am confident that I can take him down. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, everyone's expression changed. They were a little shocked at Mo Qingyun's confidence. However, when they thought of Mo Qingyun's method of sealing other people's cultivation, they felt relieved. Under the effect of the sealed door, as long as Rong Ho wasn't at the 9th level of the God Realm, he would only be at the 7th level after his cultivation was sealed. Rong Ho, who is only at the 7th level of the God Realm, would have no choice but to die before Qi Lian and the others. What's more, if Rong Ho is caught off guard and launched a sneak attack on him, Rong Ho's fate of being defeated would be even more certain. Young lord, in 3 days, the ancestor will be holding a cultivation promotion celebration. He has invited experts from various factions. At that time, you can go to the Rong family and attack the ancestor after the celebration. At this time, Lin Yu, who was in front of Mo Qingyun, gave Mo Qingyun a suggestion with a respectful expression. All right, then in 3 days, we will go to the Rong family together. Hearing Lin Yu's suggestion, Mo Qingyun nodded in agreement. At this time, Rong Ho's guard should be at its lowest. After that, Mo Qingyun discussed with the others for a while before allowing them to leave his courtyard. After letting Rong Peng and the others leave, Mo Qingyun returned to his room and entered the 5 directional towers to cultivate. During this period of cultivation, Feng Mayun and the others' cultivation had made great progress again. At this moment, Feng Mayun and the others' cultivation state was as if they had been accumulating for a long time. All of them advanced by leaps and bounds. Feng Mayun and the others were very talented. The reason why their cultivation progress was slow in the past was mainly because they didn't have enough cultivation resources. Now, with the help of a large number of cultivation pills and the help of the time shift formation, it was difficult for them not to improve quickly. At this moment, Mo Qingyun sensed that Feng Mayun and the others' cultivation was close to the late stage of level 5 of the God Power Realm. At this speed, in a few months, Mayun and the others should be able to enter level 6 of the God Power Realm. Seeing Feng Mayun and the others' cultivation progress, Mo Qingyun thought to himself, and a bright smile appeared on his face. When Feng Mayun and the others' cultivation broke through, and with the addition of the Rong family's forces, Qingyun Palace could be considered a tyrant. After observing Feng Mayun and the others for a while, Mo Qingyun didn't stay any longer and walked into the 2nd floor of the 5 directional towers. Arriving at the 2nd floor of the 5 directional towers, Mo Qingyun sat down cross-legged and started cultivating. Devouring Gate. Under the absorption of the Devouring Gate, the 5 elements origin energy on the 2nd floor of the 5 directional towers immediately gathered in the Devouring Gate. Seeing this, Mo Qin-yun began to frantically absorb the origin energy to increase the level of his source energy. In the blink of an eye, 3 days had passed. Complete water origin energy. Sensing the completion of the water origin energy, Mo Qin-yun opened his eyes with joy. He sensed his own cultivation and said, "Peak level 2 of the Heaven Dipper realm. It's a pity that I didn't enter level 3 of the Heaven Dipper realm." After saying that, Mo Qin-yun stopped thinking about it. He stood up and said, "Since 3 days have passed, it's time to go to the Rong family." Then, Mo Qin-yun took a step forward and left the 5 directional towers. "Young lord," seeing Mo Qin-yun come out of the room, Qi Yin and the others who were waiting outside immediately bowed respectfully. "Let's go to the Rong family." Seeing everyone in front of him, Mo Qin-yun said to them and jumped onto the savage beast back. Chapter 837. Rong Pang. You are all the grand elders of the Rong family. It will attract too much attention if you show up with me. On the way to the Rong family, Mo Qin-yun frowned slightly and said to Rong Pang and the others, "In order to avoid unnecessary trouble, we will go our separate ways. When we arrive at the Rong family, you can ask Rong Xian to greet me." Young lord is so considerate. Hearing Mo Qin-yun's concerns, Rong Pang and the others nodded and agreed with Mo Qin-yun's consideration. After that, Mo Qin-yun explained to Rong Pang and the others, and then they went their separate ways. Several hours later, with Mo Qin-yun and the others rushing at full speed, they arrived at the Rong clan estate. At this moment, both inside and outside the Rong family's mansion were brightly lit with lanterns and colored banners. People were coming and going, which was a lively scene. "Mr. Mo, you are here." Seeing Mo Qin-yun and the others arrive, Rong Xian, who had been waiting in front of the Rong family's mansion for a long time, immediately approached with a smile. "Yes." Looking at the smiling Rong Xian, Mo Qin-yun nodded with a faint smile. "Mo Qin-yun, let's go in." Rong Xian greeted Mo Qin-yun, showed a respectful expression, and made a gesture of invitation. "Okay." Seeing this, Mo Qin-yun nodded to Rong Xian and walked into the Rong family's mansion. Walking into the Rong estate, Mo Qin-yun saw that the estate was filled with wine tables. There were all kinds of good wine and dishes on the tables. "Mr. Mo, please sit here." After a while, Rong Xian took him to a remote place according to Mo Qin-yun's instructions. "Young Master Rong Xian, who is this young master?" Seeing Rong Xian and Mo Qin-yun approaching, an old man at the table asked with a flattering smile. "It's him." At this moment, when the old man asked Rong Xian, a young man behind him looked at Mo Qin-yun in shock. This young man was none other than Jia Run, who had caused a ruckus outside the Ren residence that day. In other words, the old man who spoke was also a member of the Ren family. He's from the Jia family. When Jia Ren noticed Mo Qin-yun, Mo Qin-yun also noticed Jia Ren. A trace of surprise rose in his heart. Obviously, Mo Qin-yun hadn't expected to meet the Jia family's people here. However, thinking that the Jia family was dependent on the Rong family, Mo Qin-yun stopped thinking about it. Since Marquis Rong held a banquet to celebrate his breakthrough, the Jia family, as the dependent force of the Rong family, naturally had to come to flatter and curry favor with him. Mr. Mo is an honored guest of the Rong family. Master Jia, please entertain him well later. In response to Jia Ren's words, Rong Xian revealed an arrogant expression and coldly instructed. Rong Xian didn't know the relationship between Mo Qin-yun and the Jia family, so he didn't hide anything when he introduced Mo Qin-yun. "Mr. Mo, nice to meet you." Hearing Rong Xian's introduction, Jia Shukong couldn't help looking at Mo Qin-yun seriously and cupping his hands to Mo Qin-yun with a faint smile. "Master Jia, nice to meet you." In response to Jia Shukong's greeting, Mo Qin-yun showed a playful smile and responded indifferently. Seeing Mo Qin-yun's almost perfunctory behavior, Jia Shukong's expression changed slightly and revealed a trace of displeasure. In any case, he was also the master of the family. Mo Qin-yun, a junior, treated him like this which was really too rude. However, because he didn't know the relationship between Mo Qingyun and the Rong family, Jia Shukong didn't dare to show his dissatisfaction. After all, the Jia family was dependent on the Rong family. The Rong family's honored guest was not someone they could provoke. Of course, in Jia Shukong's view, Mo Qingyun might not be an honored guest of the Rong family, but a good friend of Rong Xin. Otherwise, if Mo Qingyun was an honored guest of the Rong family, how could he sit in this corner? Generally, at various banquets and banquets, the seats were very particular. The closer one was to the main seat, the more popular he would be. The current position was not close to the main seat. It could be seen that Mo Qingyun was not very popular with the Rong family. Master, this guy is, at this moment, when Jia Shukong was unhappy, Jia Run, who was next to him, whispered in his ear with a nervous expression. "Oh, it's him." Hearing Jia Ren's report, Jia Shukong's expression was immediately shocked. He looked at Mo Qingyun again with surprise. Obviously, he didn't expect that Mo Qingyun was the helper invited by the Ren family. Of course, when Jia Shukong was shocked by Mo Qingyun's identity, he also had some doubts in his heart. If Mo Qingyun was the helper invited by the Ren family, then why did he appear in the Rong family? Wasn't this a bit too abnormal? It was estimated that Jia Shukong would never think that Mo Qingyun had subdued all the elders of the Rong family. However, after thinking about it, Jia Shukong felt relieved in his heart. After thinking hard to no avail, Jia Shukong stopped thinking about it. He looked at Mo Qingyun with a sneer and thought, "Brat, no matter what your relationship with the Rong family is, since you have appeared here, you can't blame this old man for this." After Jia Shukong felt proud in his heart, the sneer on his face deepened. He said to himself playfully, "This boy came to attend the wedding banquet of ancestor Rong Ho. If this scene was seen by the people of the Ren family, the expressions of the people of the Ren family should be more interesting." After thinking this, Jia Shukong no longer hesitated and said to a Jia family elder beside him, "Elder Jia Yulin, go buy a projection magic ball and record the image in front of you. When the time comes, send it to Elder Ren Songhai. With this image, Elder Ren Songhai's actions should be much more convenient." Family head, you want to, hearing Jia Shukong's words, Jia Yulin was stunned at first. Then he sneered and said, "I'll do it now." When the Ren family sees this scene, I'm afraid they will go crazy. After saying this, Elder Jia Yulin no longer hesitated and immediately got up and left the seat. Mo Qingyun didn't pay attention to the actions of Jia Shukong and the others. In his eyes, the people of the Jia family were just a group of clowns. Right now, what Mo Qingyun really cared about was how to take down Rong Ho and make him Qi Lian's blood slave. After waiting for a while, an old man with snake hair and a child's face walked to the main seat of the banquet, surrounded by Rong Peng and the others. He should be the ancestor of the Rong family, Rong Ho. Hee. Thank you all for coming to this old man's celebration banquet. The banquet will now officially begin. Rong Ho sat down in the main seat and revealed a bright smile as he waved his hand to everyone. I wish that Ancestor Rong Ho's cultivation has improved. I wish that Ancestor Rong Ho will break through to the 9th level of the divine power as soon as possible. I wish that Ancestor Rong Ho's cultivation will break through to the 9th level of the divine power and that the Rong family will become a super force. For a moment, all the guests had respectful expressions on their faces as they raised their cups to congratulate him. Chapter 838. Aha. Thank you for your kindness. Please take a seat. Take a seat. Rong Ho laughed heartily at everyone's flattery and gestured for everyone to sit down and eat. Next, everyone chatted as they ate. From time to time, someone would toast Rong Ho and say flattering words. Rong Ho was naturally delighted by everyone's flattery and exchanged a few pleasantries with them. Jia Shukong and a few others were among those who flattered Rong Ho. Seeing that Mo Qingyun didn't stand up to flatter Rong Ho, Jia Shukong looked at Mo Qingyun with ridicule. He felt that Mo Qingyun didn't know how to judge the situation. Mo Qingyun didn't take advantage of such a rare opportunity to curry favor with Rong Ho. He was really ignorant. However, considering the relationship between Mo Qingyun and Rong Xin, Jia Shukong didn't say anything more. At this moment, if Mo Qingyun knew what Jia Shukong was thinking, he would probably feel more complicated. After a few hours, the banquet came to an end and the guests who came to congratulate Rong Ho left. Mr. Mo, where are you going? If you're going the same way, we can go together. Seeing that the banquet was over, Jia Shukong smiled evilly and asked Mo Qingyun, Haha, no need. I still have some things to deal with and don't plan to leave the Rong family for the time being. Hearing Jia Shukong's words, Mo Qingyun smiled faintly and replied, Oh, I see. It seems that Mr. Mo is very valued by the Rong family. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Jia Shukong curled his lips and said sourly. Seeing Jia Shukong's reaction, he obviously didn't mean what he said. He didn't believe that Mo Qingyun was really summoned by the Rong family. Mr. Mo, Elder Lin Yu wants to see you. Come with me. At this moment, while Jia Shukong and Mo Qingyun were talking, Rong Xin walked over with a faint smile. All right, Mo Qingyun nodded and turned to look at Jia Shukong and the others. He smiled faintly and said, If that's the case, I won't keep you company any longer. As soon as he finished speaking, Mo Qingyun turned around and left, ignoring the Jia family's people. Lin Yu, hearing the conversation between Rong Xin and Mo Qingyun, a cold smile appeared on Jia Shukong's face. With disdain in his eyes, he said, Boy, I thought you had curried favor with the Rong family, but it turns out that you have only curried favor with an elder with a different surname. In Jia Shukong's eyes, Lin Yu's status in the Rong family couldn't be compared with that of Rong Pang and others. Let's go. After uttering these sarcastic words, Jia Shukong didn't stay any longer and left with the members of the Jia family. When Jia Shukong and the others left, Mo Qingyun followed Rong Xin to a small courtyard where Lin Yu and the others were waiting. Young lord, when shall we start? Seeing Mo Qingyun walk into the courtyard, Lin Yu showed a respectful expression and asked for Mo Qingyun's opinion. No hurry. Rong Ho is an expert at the peak of the middle stage of God Realm 8. We still need to prepare to deal with him. Hearing Lin Yu's words, Mo Qingyun smiled faintly and spoke his mind. Then, Mo Qingyun took out various materials for setting up formations and began to set up in Lin Yu's courtyard. Young lord knows formations? Seeing Mo Qingyun's actions, Rong Pang and the others were shocked. They didn't expect Mo Qingyun to have such an ability. Next, under the watchful eyes of the crowd, Mo Qingyun unhurriedly set up a large formation. Several hours later, Mo Qingyun stopped what he was doing. It's finally done. With his golden silkworm spider chain trap formation, Rong Ho won't be able to escape. Seeing that the formation was completed, Mo Qingyun smiled with satisfaction. He turned to Rong Pang and ordered, Rong Pang, go and call Rong Ho here. Yes, young lord. Hearing Mo Qingyun's order, Rong Pang nodded and walked out of Lin Yu's courtyard. Seeing Rong Pang walk into the courtyard, Mo Qingyun and the others walked away and waited for Rong Ho's arrival. After a while, Rong Ho followed Rong Pang into the courtyard without a trace of suspicion on his face. It seemed that Rong Ho had absolute trust in Rong Pang and didn't guard against him at all. Rong Pang, Lin Yu? Walking into Lin Yu's courtyard, Rong Ho asked Rong Pang with a curious expression. Bang! However, before Rong Ho could finish his sentence, he felt a shocking force hitting his waist. Puffed. Rong Ho spat out blood and was severely injured by Rong Pang's all-out attack, even with his cultivation at the peak of the 8th level of the divine power. Rong Pang, are you crazy? Rong Ho was in disbelief after receiving Rong Pang's all-out attack. He couldn't believe that this was real. His nephew, Rong Pang, had actually tried to kill him, his own uncle. This was too difficult for him to accept. Uncle, Rong Pang had no choice. However, this is all for your own good. Hearing Rong Ho's question, Rong Pang replied calmly with an indifferent expression. At this moment, Rong Pang's words were emotionless, as if he was talking about something very normal. Why did you do this? Rong Ho was furious when he heard Rong Pang's words. He questioned Rong Pang again. Let me answer you. While Rong Ho was questioning Rong Pang, Imo Qingyun walked out of the room with a faint smile and slowly walked toward Rong Ho. Young lord, Rong Ho has been brought here. Seeing Imo Qingyun walk out of the room, Rong Pang bowed respectfully and quickly walked behind Imo Qingyun. Young lord? Hearing Rong Pang's name for Imo Qingyun, Rong Ho's expression immediately trembled and he looked at Imo Qingyun in shock. This young man in his early 20s had actually subdued Rong Pang. However, before Rong Ho could recover, he saw Lin Yu and the others walk out of the room and stand respectfully behind Imo Qingyun. This meant that Lin Yu and the others had also been subdued. Lin Yu Rong La, Rong Bingyu? Seeing Lin Yu and the others behind Imo Qingyun, Rong Ho's expression changed again and he trembled slightly as he took a few steps back. The 6 great elders of the Rong family, with 7th level of the Divine Power Realm cultivation, had all submitted to this person. This was too shocking for him. Didn't this mean that when he was in seclusion, this person had directly controlled the Rong family without anyone knowing? This kind of ability made him feel terrified. Who are you? Why'd you do this? Rong Ho's face was filled with terror as he glared angrily at Imo Qingyun, who was in the middle of the crowd. You will naturally know the answer to your question after you submit to me. Chapter 839. Oomph. You're young, but you talk big. I'd like to see how you're going to kill me. Hearing Imo Qingyun's arrogant words, Rong Ho's face immediately darkened, and he spoke angrily. Then you'll see, Imo Qingyun said coldly when he saw Rong Ho's reaction. He formed a hand seal and blasted it into the air. Then, wind and clouds gathered above Lin Yu's courtyard, and the scenery changed drastically. Rong Ho soon found himself in a huge silkworm cocoon. The inside of the cocoon was filled with all kinds of thin threads. A formation. Rong Ho's face changed drastically when he saw the scene before him change. His expression became serious. Imo Qingyun's performance at this moment was beyond his expectations, making him feel that things were a little tricky. Although he didn't know much about formations, he could tell that Imo Qingyun's formation wasn't simple from the aura of the formation. It seems that I've underestimated you. Rong Ho simply glanced at the gold silk spider chain formation before he revealed a serious expression, and then he looked at Imo Qingyun and said in a heavy voice, However, even if you rely on the might of the formation to trap me, you're still unable to do anything to me. Rong Ho, don't be too confident. Otherwise, you'll regret it. Imo Qingyun smiled faintly at Rong Ho's confident display before attacking Rong Ho again. Seal door. After Imo Qingyun finished speaking, he no longer held back and directly used the sealed gate on Rong Ho. Then, a mini version of the light gate flew toward Rong Ho and blasted into his body in an instant. Puffed. Rong Ho's face turned pale when he was hit by the sealed door. He spat out a mouthful of blood. Then, Rong Ho's aura weakened and fell to the late-stage level 7 of the God Power Realm. My cultivation. Sensing the drop in his cultivation, Rong Ho panicked. His eyes flashed with fear. He was only at the level 7 of the God Power Realm and was seriously injured. He was definitely no match for Rong Pang and the others. If that was the case, he would most likely be doomed this time. Who would have thought that I, Rong Pang, with my illustrious reputation, would actually fall into the hands of a brat? Seeing this scene, Rong Ho's face was filled with despair as he spoke unwillingly. Qi Lian, you guys can do it. Imo Qingyun ignored Rong Ho's unwillingness and directly ordered Qi Lian and the others. Yes, young lord. After receiving Imo Qingyun's order, Qi Lian and the others moved and immediately entered the golden silkworm spider chain trapping formation. Once they entered the golden silkworm spider chain trapping formation, Qi Lian and the others no longer hesitated and attacked Rong Ho crazily. Facing the joint attack of Qi Lian's group of 7, Rong Ho quickly fell into a passive position, putting up a last-ditch struggle before Qi Lian's group. Uncle Rong Ho, you should stop resisting and submit to the young lord like us. That's right, Honorable Marquis. The young lord has the world in his heart. Being able to submit to him is our greatest fortune. While everyone was fighting with Rong Ho, Rong Peng and the others were constantly persuading Rong Ho. After all, no matter what, Rong Ho was their senior. They couldn't bear to kill him. Forget it, forget it. Under the persuasion of Rong Peng and the others, Rong Ho sighed and said, "Stop. I'm willing to submit to this kid." Rong Ho was able to become an expert of the 8th level of the divine power. This undoubtedly proved that he wasn't a fool. He was very clear about the principle that it was better to live than to die. Rather than continue fighting and end up being killed, it was better to submit to Mo Qingyun. At least he could save his life. After hearing Rong Ho's words, Rong Peng and the others stopped attacking and retreated outside the golden silkworm spider chain trapping formation. Qi Lian, subdue him. Seeing that Rong Ho was willing to submit, Mo Qingyun instructed Qi Lian to refine Rong Ho into a blood slave. Yes. After hearing Mo Qingyun's instructions, Qi Lian entered the golden silkworm spider chain trapping formation again and subdued Rong Ho. Rong Ho was very straightforward with Qi Lian's actions. He was very cooperative with Qi Lian's actions. Old servant Rong Ho greets the young lord. After a short while, Rong Ho also became Qi Lian's blood slave under his attack. Get up. Looking at Rong Ho, who was half kneeling in front of him, Mo Qingyun waved his hand indifferently and threw a jade bottle to him. Alioth Energy Nourishing Pill. Seeing the pill in the jade bottle, Rong Ho's expression immediately changed. He revealed a shocked expression again. However, Rong Ho was an expert at the peak of the 8th level of the divine power. His state of mind was far from what Lin Yu and the others could compare to. After a short moment of shock, he regained his composure. After his state of mind calmed down, Rong Ho consumed the Alioth Energy Nourishing Pill and refined it to recover his injuries. While Rong Ho was recovering from his injuries, Mo Qingyun and the others waited silently. After a few hours, Rong Ho stopped cultivating. At this moment, his injuries had completely recovered. Since Rong Ho's injuries have recovered, everyone follow me to the Rin family. Seeing that Rong Ho's injuries had recovered, Mo Qingyun slowly got up and opened his mouth to instruct everyone. Following that, Mo Qingyun leaped on his Savage Beast back and rode Savage Beast back to the Rin family. When Qi Lian and the others saw Mo Qingyun's actions, they did not hesitate and followed closely behind one after another. When Mo Qingyun and the others were heading to the Rin family, the faces of everyone in the Rin family's meeting hall became extremely gloomy. At this moment, a projection magic ball in front of them was playing a scene that made them furious. I didn't expect that Mo Qingyun was actually a spy sent by the Rong family. Seeing the image in the projection magic ball, an elder of the Rin family sighed. He was very surprised by this result. After seeing the expressions of Run Tianxiang and the others, Run Songhai said with a cold expression, "Family head, this Mo Qingyun duo has bad intentions. We must not let them off lightly. In my opinion, Ren Qingqing, who brought the two of them here, should also be severely punished." Elder Songhai, I don't agree with your opinion. When Ren Songhai's words fell, another elder in the hall shook his head with a cold expression and said, "Qingqing, I am a direct descendant of the Ren family. There is absolutely no problem with my loyalty to the Ren family. Moreover, if the Rong family wanted to deal with us, why would they have to go through so much trouble?" Elder Ren Wan's words also make some sense. Hearing this elder's words, the others at the side nodded repeatedly and expressed their agreement with Ren Wan's words. The strongest person in the Ren family was only at the 5th level of the God Power realm. If the Rong family wanted to destroy the Ren family, they would not have to go through so much trouble. Then how should we explain the scene in the projection magic ball? Seeing that everyone believed Ren Wan's words, Ren Songhai revealed a nervous expression and immediately asked everyone in return. This matter is indeed a little strange. We need to consider it at length. Chapter 840. After a while, Elder Ren Haifa, who went to find Mo Qingyun, returned to the conference hall alone. Seeing that Ren Haifa had returned alone, Ren Tianxiang and the others in the hall were puzzled. One of them asked, "Elder Haifa, where are Mo Qingyun and the others? Why didn't he come with you?" "Patriarch, when I went over just now, Mo Qingyun and the others were not in their residence." Ren Haifa had a grave expression on his face as he recounted everything that had happened when he went to look for Mo Qingyun. Not in the Ren mansion. Hearing Ren Haifa's account, Ren Tianxiang and the others were stunned and surprised by this result. Humph! This guy must have a guilty conscience. He knew that we were going to settle accounts with him, so he ran away in advance. While everyone was shocked, Ren Songhai let out a cold snort and spoke gloomily. "It seems that Mo Qingyun is indeed a great suspect. It is very likely that he is a spy sent by the Rong family." After hearing Ren Songhai's words, some other elders in the hall agreed with Ren Songhai's guess. "I don't think so. There may be other reasons why Mo Qingyun is not in the Ren mansion now." Compared to the others, Elder Ren Wan shook his head and analyzed. The image in the magic ball recorded Mo Qingyun's situation in the Rong family. Perhaps Mo Qingyun attended the banquet of the Rong family patriarch and has not returned to the Ren mansion yet. Elder Ren Wan's analysis makes some sense. Hearing Ren Wan's analysis, Ren Tianxiang nodded with a dignified expression and said in a deep voice, "In this case, we will wait for Mo Qingyun to come back and make a conclusion." Thump, thump, thump. A series of hurried footsteps were heard. Then, Ren Tianxiang and the others saw a guard hurrying into the main hall. The guard walked into the hall with a respectful expression and saluted Ren Tianxiang and the others, saying, "Elder Haifa, you asked me to pay attention to Mo Qingyun's movements. He has just returned to the mansion. He's already back." Hearing this, the expressions of everyone in the hall changed, revealing a look of surprise. Speaking of the devil, Mo Qingyun actually dared to return so quickly. If that's the case, I'll have to trouble Elder Haifa to make another trip. Knowing that Mo Qingyun had returned, Ren Tianxiang no longer hesitated and immediately instructed Ren Haifa. "Yes." Ren Haifa nodded in response. Then, he got up and walked out of the meeting hall. Not long after, Mo Qingyun followed Ren Haifa to the Ren family's conference hall. "Brat, how dare you collude with the Rong family to plot against my Ren family?" Mo Qingyun had just walked into the meeting hall when he heard an angry question. The person who spoke was Elder Ren Songhai. Colluding with the Rong family to plot against the Ren family? Mo Qingyun's expression was slightly stunned. For a moment, he did not understand Ren Songhai's words. He asked, "Elder, what do you mean by this?" "I came to help the Ren family with good intentions. Isn't it a bit unreasonable for you to slander me like this?" At this moment, Mo Qingyun's tone was obviously a trace of displeasure, and his expression gradually became indifferent. If it were not for Ren Qingqing's face, Mo Qingyun would have directly left at this moment, no longer caring about the dispute between the Ren family and the Jia family. Based on Mo Qingyun's understanding of the Jia family, even without the Rong family behind the scenes, they could still destroy the Ren family. "What do you mean?" Ren Songhai's expression was gloomy. He pointed to the magic ball projection in the middle of the hall and said coldly, "Brat, whether we are slandering you or not, you will know when you see this magic ball projection." After Ren Songhai's words fell, he made a hand gesture and raised his hand to hit the magic ball projection. Then, a light appeared on the magic ball projection, presenting a picture. What was recorded in this picture was the scene of Mo Qingyun attending the banquet of the Rong family and his conversation with Rong Xin. After a while, the picture recorded in the magic ball projection finished playing. Ren Songhai's expression was gloomy as he scolded Mo Qingyun, "Brat, now that you have been caught red-handed, what else do you have to say?" After watching the picture in the magic ball projection, Mo Qingyun understood why Ren Tianxiang and others were looking for him. It turned out that someone had framed him for colluding with the Rong family. But was his relationship with the Rong family really so simple? Of course, Mo Qingyun rarely explained this to Ren Tianxiang and others. After figuring out the ins and outs of the matter, Mo Qingyun pondered for a moment, then looked at Ren Songhai and said, "Elder, let me ask you, if this person wanted to film me in the Rong family, would he also have to attend the banquet of the Rong family? Also, how did this video come to the Ren family?" As soon as Mo Qingyun said this, everyone in the hall immediately whispered to each other and began to discuss. Mo Qingyun's words are right. If this person wanted to film him in the Rong family, he must have attended the banquet of the Rong family. If that person also attended the banquet of the Rong family, doesn't it mean that he has some connection with the Rong family? In this case, we need to reconsider this person's motive. Ren Tianxiang and others were not fools. After hearing Mo Qingyun's words, they quickly understood. Looking at the performance of Ren Tianxiang and others, Mo Qingyun showed a faint smile on his face and asked again, "Patriarch Ren, as a helper invited by the Ren family, if I am suspected and excluded by you, who do you think will be the biggest beneficiary? You mean the person who filmed this video is the Jia family?" Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Ren Tianxiang naturally thought of the Jia family, because only the Jia family had the motive and opportunity to do so. Once Mo Qingyun left the Ren family, the Jia family could deal with the Ren family without any scruples. Therefore, the Jia family was the biggest suspect. Seeing that Ren Tianxiang understood the key point, Mo Qingyun showed a playful smile. He looked at Ren Tianxiang and said, "Since it was the Jia family who filmed this video, how did this video get to the Ren family? And who discovered it? Have you thought about this, Patriarch Ren?" Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Ren Tianxiang and others' faces twitched, and they thought of a terrible consequence in their hearts. Someone in the Ren family might have become a mole for the Jia family. As this thought rose in the minds of Ren Tianxiang and the rest, their gazes involuntarily turned towards Ren Songhai. He was the one who discovered this magic ball, which meant that he was very likely a mole for the Jia family. Why are you looking at me?" Seeing the actions of Ren Tianxiang and others, Ren Songhai's face immediately twitched, and he said in a panic, "Patriarch, would you rather believe an outsider than my words?" Upon seeing Ren Songhai's guilty conscience, Ren Tianxiang became even more suspicious of him. He said coldly, "Elder Songhai, I hope that you can give me a satisfactory explanation for this matter." Patriarch, this is bad. The Jia family is here." Chapter 841. What? The Jia clan came knocking on our door? Ren Tianxiang and the others' expressions changed drastically when they heard the guards' report. Panic appeared on their faces. The Jia clan's actions were too sudden to the point that they were not prepared at all. Compared to the panic of Ren Tianxiang and the others, a cold smile appeared on Ren Songhai's face as he thought to himself, "Humph, now that the Jia clan has come knocking on our door, even if my identity is exposed, you will still die without a doubt." After feeling pleased with himself, Ren Songhai revealed a gloomy expression and said to Ren Tianxiang, "Patriarch, the matter is clear now. The Jia clan was obviously lured here by this kid." Ren Tianxiang and the others' expressions changed when they heard Ren Songhai's words. They all turned to look at Mo Qingyun. "Patriarch Ren, if you want to know the truth, then come out with me." Mo Qingyun did not say much about Ren Tianxiang and the others' reactions. He directly walked out of the meeting hall. "Patriarch, we can't let this kid escape." Ren Songhai's expression immediately tensed up when he saw Mo Qingyun's actions. He hurriedly urged Ren Tianxiang. Mo Qingyun looked at Ren Songhai with disdain and said, "It's not that I look down on the Ren clan, but if I really want to leave, you won't be able to stop me." As soon as he finished speaking, Mo Qingyun no longer paid any attention to Ren Songhai and directly walked out of the conference hall. "Arrogant kid, how dare you be so condescending?" An elder with a cultivation at the 5th level of the God Power realm threw a palm strike at Mo Qingyun furiously when he saw Mo Qingyun's actions. He said, "Kid, even if Qingqing brought you to the Ren clan, I'll still teach you a lesson today and let you know how to behave." Elder Tsangming, stop. Ren Tianxiang was shocked when he saw the elder's actions, and he hurriedly stopped him. Bang! However, before Ren Tianxiang could finish speaking, everyone saw Ren Songming being sent flying by the red-haired elder beside Mo Qingyun. Puffed. After receiving Qi Lian's full force strike, Ren Songming immediately spat out a mouthful of blood and lay on the ground, unable to get up for a long time. However, Ren Songming did not pay attention to his injuries. Instead, he looked at Qi Lian in shock and exclaimed, "Seventh level of the divine ability level. You're an expert at the 7th level of the divine ability level. An expert at the 7th level of the transcendent realm." Hearing Ren Songming's words, Ren Tianxiang and the others revealed shocked expressions. They looked at Qi Lian in horror. The red-haired old man beside Mo Qingyun actually had a cultivation of level 7 divine ability. This was simply out of their expectations. Of course, while Ren Tianxiang and the others were shocked, they felt even more depressed. In the blink of an eye, a powerful helper of the Ren family had already sided with the enemy. Level 7 of the Transcendent Realm. This is going to be troublesome. I hope Jia Shuming has a way to deal with it. After learning of Qi Lian's cultivation, Ren Songhai's expression kept changing. A sense of worry rose in his heart. After sending Elder Ren Songming flying with a palm strike, Qi Lian coldly snorted and followed Mo Qingyun out of the discussion hall. "Patriarch, what do we do now? It seems like we have misunderstood Mo Qingyun." Seeing Mo Qingyun walk out of the discussion hall, Ren Wan revealed a solemn expression and asked Ren Tianxiang about his plans. Mo Qingyun was brought here by Qingqing. We must get her to step in. After pondering for a while, Ren Tianxiang came up with a plan. He said to Ren Haifa, "Elder Haifa, go and find Qingqing immediately. I believe that with Qingqing's help, even if Mo Qingyun doesn't help us, he won't kick us while we are down." "Yes, Patriarch." Hearing Ren Tianxiang's instructions, Ren Haifa nodded in response, then got up and left the conference hall. "Let's go out as well." After instructing Ren Haifa, Ren Tianxiang stood up and walked out of the discussion hall. Not long after, everyone walked out of the discussion hall and confronted the invaders from the Jia family. Outside the discussion hall, Ren Songhai carefully separated himself from the crowd and slowly approached the Jia family. When Ren Songhai approached the Jia family, he formed a hand seal and opened the Ren family's protective clan array. Following the opening of the protective clan array, the Jia family entered the Ren family without any obstructions. "Elder Songhai, you have done well this time." Jia Shukong praised Ren Songhai with a cold smile when he arrived at the Ren family's property. "This is what I should do." Ren Songhai hurriedly waved his hand in response to Jia Shukong's praise with a terrified expression. "Ren Songhai, you really are a spy." Seeing Ren Songhai's actions, Ren Tianxiang and the others immediately knew who the spy was. They glared at Ren Songhai furiously. It turned out that Ren Songhai had been pretending to be a thief since the beginning. Ren Tianxiang and the others were depressed when they thought about how Ren Songhai had caused a rift between Mo Qingyun and the Ren family. This time, Ren Songhai had caused the Ren family to suffer. "Family head, Qingqing is here." While Ren Tianxiang was worrying, Ren Haifa brought Ren Qingqing and Ren Songhai to him. When Ren Qingqing arrived, Ren Tianxiang instructed her to mediate between Mo Qingyun and the Ren family. Hearing this, Ren Qingqing frowned slightly and walked towards Mo Qingyun with a troubled expression. Seeing Ren Qingqing approaching, Mo Qingyun immediately understood why she had come. He smiled faintly and said, "Aunt Qingqing, don't worry. Since I promised you to protect the Ren family, I won't go back on my word." "Qingyun, thank you." Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Ren Qingqing immediately expressed her gratitude to Mo Qingyun. What shameless boasting. Hearing Mo Qingyun and Ren Qingqing's words, Jia Shukong snorted coldly and said, "Mr. Mo, I know you've curried favor with Elder Linyu. However, even if Elder Linyu appears today, he won't be able to protect the Ren family. Is that so?" Hearing Jia Shukong's words, Mo Qingyun smiled playfully and asked in return. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, The smile on Jia Shukong's face became even wider. He said proudly, "Mr. Mo, I'm afraid you still don't know. The one who wants to destroy the Run family today isn't my Jia family, but the Rong family's elder Rong Ho." While Jia Shukong was speaking, a shocking aura burst out from behind Jia Shukong. Following these waves of auras, everyone saw familiar figures appear in front of Jia Shukong. These people were naturally Rong Ho and the others who had followed Mo Qingyun to Sun Moon City. "Welcome, Elder Rong Ho and the other elders." Seeing Rong Ho and the others arrive in front of him, Jia Shukong revealed a respectful expression and hurriedly bowed to them. The Rong family that actually came personally to deal with my Ren family. 6th, 7th level Transcendent God Realm, and 1/8 level Transcendent God Realm. This time, our Ren clan is finished. Chapter 842. Venerable Ancestor Rong Ho, this is the brat who hindered our plan. Jia Shukong bowed to Rong Ho and pointed at Mo Qingyun. He smirked and said, "Elder Lin Yu, this brat has always been arrogant and condescending because of his relationship with you. You can't tolerate him today." After Jia Shukong finished speaking, he revealed an expectant expression and waited for Lin Yu's performance. In his opinion, now that Rong Ho had personally come to the Run family, he was prepared to personally wipe them out. Even though Lin Yu had once thought highly of Mo Qingyun, he did not dare to cover up for Mo Qingyun in front of Rong Ho. After Jia Shukong finished speaking, Rong Ho and the rest looked at Mo Qingyun and slowly walked towards him. "Brat, let's see if you can survive this time." Seeing Rong Ho and the rest's actions, Jia Shukong revealed a sinister smile, and a strong sense of satisfaction rose in his heart. Seeing Rong Ho and the rest approaching Mo Qingyun step by step with gloomy eyes, Ren Tianxiang and the rest panicked. In their opinion, given the terrifying power of Rong Ho and the rest, if they wanted to deal with Mo Qingyun's outcome would most likely be disastrous. Qingyun, seeing Rong Ho and the rest walking towards Mo Qingyun, Ren Qingqing revealed a nervous expression and unconsciously clenched her fists. "Qingqing, don't worry. I believe that Qingyun will definitely have a way." Seeing Ren Qingqing's nervous expression, Ling Kai gave her a comforting smile and said a few words to make her feel at ease. "I didn't expect that we would implicate Mo Qingyun this time." Seeing the actions of Rong Ho and the rest, Ren Tianxiang revealed a sorrowful expression and said something ashamed. Now that it was confirmed that Mo Qingyun was not a spy sent by Rong Ho, it meant that he was here to help the Ren family. Now that Mo Qingyun was in danger because of the Ren family, Ren Tianxiang was indeed a little apologetic. After saying this, Ren Tianxiang revealed a determined expression and said to Rong Ho, "Rong family ancestor, you want to deal with the Ren family. Mr. Mo is not a member of the Ren family. I hope you won't take your anger out on him." "Family head, you." Hearing Ren Tianxiang's words, Elder Ren Wan and the rest's expressions changed and looked at Ren Tianxiang in shock. Ren Tianxiang's actions at this moment was really beyond their expectations. He was trying to push the Ren family into the fire. "Elders, I know what you're thinking, but at this time I have to stand up." Without waiting for Ren Wan and the others to finish speaking, Ren Tianxiang raised his hand to interrupt them and said with a serious expression, "The Ren family is not an ungrateful person. Since Mo Qingyun came to help the Ren family, and now that he is in trouble, how can we sit back and do nothing?" Upon hearing Ren Tianxiang's words, Mo Qingyun's dissatisfaction with the Ren family, which had been caused by Ren Songhai, was swept away. "Ren Tianxiang, now that your Ren family is like a clay bodhisattva crossing a river, you actually want to stand up for this brat? What a fool's dream." Seeing Ren Tianxiang's actions, Jia Shukong revealed a mocking expression and said a taunting sentence. Seeing Jia Shukong's clownish actions, Mo Qingyun revealed a cold expression and said to him in a deep voice, "Family head Jia, you seem to be a little carried away. Are you sure that Rong Ho and the rest are here to deal with me? Brat, I think you're scared silly, right? Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Jia Shukong smiled disdainfully and mocked. You are obstructing Patriarch Rong Ho and the rest. If they don't deal with you, are they going to protect you? Greetings, young lord. At this moment, halfway through Jia Shukong's words, Rong Ho and the rest revealed respectful expressions and half-knelt in front of Mo Qingyun. Young lord. Seeing the actions of Rong Ho and the rest, Jia Shukong's expression froze. He was quite shocked by the scene before him. He thought of countless possibilities, but he would never have thought that Mo Qingyun was actually the master of Rong Ho and the rest. Young lord? At this moment, not only was Jia Shukong surprised, but Ren Tianxiang and the others were also shocked. They had been wrong before. Rong Ho and the rest were actually Mo Qingyun's servants. This joke was a little too big. Qingyun, he actually subdued the Rong family. Although he knew that Mo Qingyun would definitely have a way, he was also shocked to see that Mo Qingyun had subdued the Rong family. Silence. At this moment, the courtyard of the Rong family suddenly became quiet. Everyone's eyes were on Mo Qingyun, waiting for Mo Qingyun's next plan. Mr. Mo, I was just... Seeing that Mo Qingyun was looking at him, Jia Shukong's face immediately turned pale, and he didn't know what to say. Young lord, how should we deal with the Jia family? Seeing that Mo Qingyun was looking at the Jia family and the rest, Rong Ho's expression turned cold, and he asked Mo Qingyun's plan. From now on, I don't want to hear about the Jia family. After hearing Rong Ho's question, Mo Qingyun said coldly and turned to walk into the Ren mansion. Mo Qingyun didn't want to bother with a small Jia family. Mr. Mo, I was wrong. Please give me a chance to change. Seeing Mo Qingyun's decision, Jia Shukong was terrified and hurriedly begged Mo Qingyun for mercy. However, Mo Qingyun chose to ignore his pleas. Patriarch Rong Ho, can you spare me this time on account of the Jia family's years of loyalty to the Rong family? Seeing that Mo Qingyun was ignoring him, Jia Shukong looked at Rong Ho and the rest and begged them for mercy. Rong Ho directly chose to ignore Jia Shukong's pleas for mercy. He said in a cold tone, Master Jia, if you want to blame someone, blame your Jia family for being blind and offending someone you shouldn't have offended. Don't worry, for the sake of your loyalty to my Rong family, I will give you a quick death later. As soon as Rong Ho finished speaking, he attacked Jia Shukong and the rest, immediately displaying the power of a level 8 god power. Facing the powerful attacks of Rong Ho and the rest, Jia Shukong and the rest couldn't resist at all and were killed one after another in the blink of an eye. I hate it. Why did my Jia family have such a backing? Before dying, Jia Shukong showed an unwilling expression and said some words of envy and jealousy. Seeing that Jia Shukong and the rest were killed in the blink of an eye, Ren Tianxiang and the rest felt a wave of fear and cold sweat broke out on their backs. If Mo Qingyun hadn't appeared this time, the Jia family's fate would have been a reflection of their Ren family. Patriarch, you did the right thing. Elder Ren once showed an expression of admiration and sighed emotionally, expressing his approval of Ren Tianxiang's previous actions. This should be the result of good karma. Hearing Elder Ren Wan's words, Ren Tianxiang couldn't help but sigh and said with a solemn expression, Okay, let's not stand here in a daze. Because of Ren Songhai, we were disrespectful to Mr. Mo. Now it's time to apologize to him. Chapter 843. Mo Qingyun gladly accepted Ren Tianxiang and the rest's apology. Furthermore, Mo Qingyun even comforted them and told them that as the clan grew bigger, it was inevitable that there would be one or two evil creatures like Ren Songhai. Ren Tianxiang and the rest were extremely touched by Mo Qingyun's comforting words, and their guilt towards Mo Qingyun deepened. Such a sensible and reasonable young man was actually suspected by them of having ulterior motives. This was really not right. Mo Qingyun exchanged a few words with Ren Tianxiang and the rest before sending them out of the courtyard. Young lord, the Jia clan has been annihilated. After Mo Qingyun sent Ren Tianxiang and the rest off, Rong Ho and the rest came up to him and reported on the Jia clan situation. Yes, the Jia clan was only a second-rate clan, so Mo Qingyan didn't pay much attention to it. He only nodded lightly when he heard the report. At this moment, what Mo Qingyan was truly concerned about was that the city lord of One House City knew about Huang Wenbao's death and wanted to take revenge on them. In Mo Qingyan's opinion, if he left Sun Moon City, the Rong clan and the Rin clan wouldn't be able to withstand it given their strength. Therefore, he couldn't go to Azure Mist Mountain before dealing with One House City, this hidden danger. Thinking about the threat of One House City, Mo Qingyan's expression turned serious. He said to Rong Ho and the rest, "The Jia clan is just a clown. Its survival is not important. The most important thing now is how to deal with One House City." One House City? Rong Ho and the rest didn't know that Mo Qingyan had killed Huang Wenbao a few days ago. Therefore, they were all puzzled when they heard this. A few days ago, the young lord killed Huang Wenbao, the son of the city lord of One House City. Qi Lian explained to Rong Ho and the rest when he saw their puzzled expressions. What? The young lord killed the son of the city lord of One House City? I heard that the cultivation base of the city lord of One House City has long reached the pinnacle of Transcendent 8. This is going to be troublesome. It said that there are at least a handful of level 8 transcendent powers in One House City. This is definitely not something we can fight against. Young lord, why don't we leave Sun Moon City for now and avoid One House City? Knowing that Mo Qingyan had killed Huang Wenbao, the expressions of Rong Ho and the others changed, and they naturally thought of hiding for the time being. Regarding the performance of Rong Ho and the rest, Mo Qingyan was not surprised. After all, One House City's strength was much stronger than Honor City's. Therefore, it was reasonable for Rong Ho and the others to have such a reaction. Marquis Rong, do you think I have a chance to subdue the Rong family before I kill you? Mo Qingyan did not respond to Rong Ho and the other suggestions. Instead, he smiled faintly and asked a question in return. Hearing Mo Qingyan's words, Rong Ho's expression changed, and he immediately thought of the key point in his heart. Before Mo Qingyan subdued the Rong family, the only powerhouse by his side was Qi Lian, who was at level 7 Transcendent 8. Even so, he still subdued the Rong family. In this way, it was not impossible for Mo Qingyan to deal with the Huang family of One House City. After understanding this point, the worried expressions on Rong Ho and the others' faces slowly eased. Young lord, do you plan to subdue the Huang family of One House City bit by bit, like how you subdued our Rong family, and then control them? After understanding the key point, Rong Ho revealed an excited expression and asked Mo Qingyan for his thoughts. Thinking that he would soon participate in subduing the Huang family of One House City, Rong Ho couldn't help but feel his blood boil. One House City was one of the 10 great sacred cities. He didn't expect that one day their small Rong family of Honor City would have the chance to fight against them. What kind of honor was this? No, I want to directly flatten the Huang family of One House City. In response to Rong Ho's question, Mo Qingyan shook his head with a faint smile and said coldly, "Flatten the Huang family of One House City." Hearing Mo Qingyan's words, Rong Ho and the others trembled and looked at Mo Qingyan with reverence and fanaticism. At this moment, Rong Ho and the others couldn't help but sigh. No wonder Mo Qingyan could become their young lord. In their opinion, if they could subdue One House City bit by bit, this was already a very heaven-defying move. But the result? Mo Qingyan didn't intend to do this, but wanted to directly flatten One House City. How domineering was this? When the Huang family of One House City finds out about Huang Wenbao's death, it will take about a month for them to come for revenge. We still have some time to prepare. After telling Rong Ho and the others about One House City, Mo Qingyan's expression became serious. He said to Rong Ho and the others, "The Huang family of One House City is not weak. With our current strength, I'm afraid it will be quite difficult to deal with them. Therefore, we need to seize this month to raise our cultivation. Young lord, even if we cultivate without sleep for a month, I'm afraid it won't be of much use, right?" Hearing Mo Qingyan's words, Rong Ho and the others were puzzled. They didn't understand what Mo Qingyun meant. With Rong Ho and the others' current cultivation, if they didn't suddenly have an epiphany and obtain some heaven-defying pill, it would be as difficult as ascending to the heavens to improve in a short period of time. If we cultivate normally, a month's time is naturally not enough. But with the help of pills? Mo Qingyun knew what Rong Ho and the others were thinking. He smiled at them and said, "Rong Ho, take me to the Rong family's secret storehouse. I want to choose some alchemy materials and strive to refine a cauldron of myriad manifestation origin pills." In Mo Qingyun's opinion, with the Rong family's foundation, they should have a lot of precious alchemy materials. Ninth grade imperial pill, myriad manifestation origin pill. After hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Rong Ho's body immediately trembled. He looked at Mo Qingyun with an expression of intense shock. "Young lord, you also know alchemy?" After a short moment of shock, Rong Ho suddenly thought of a crucial point. He hurriedly took out a jade bottle and said, "Then these were also refined by the young lord?" "That's right." Regarding Rong Ho's question, Mo Qingyun did not conceal it either, nodding his head with a faint smile. Although Rong Ho and the rest already guessed in their hearts that the medicinal pills that Mo Qingyun gave them should be refined by Mo Qingyun himself. But hearing Mo Qingyun admit it personally at present, this still made them involuntarily shocked in their hearts. Mo Qingyun looked to be merely in his early 20s, but he could refine grade 6, grade 7, and even grade 9 imperial pills. This was also a little too shocking. A quasi-alchemy sovereign around 20 years old. What kind of alchemy talent was this? This was a figure destined to become an alchemy venerable. Future alchemy venerable. We actually acknowledged a future alchemy venerable as our master. At the thought of Mo Qingyun's future accomplishments, the hot blood in Rong Ho and the rest's hearts boiled, a strong sense of pride and rejoicing rising up. Of course, at the same time that Rong Ho was delighted, they also could not help sighing emotionally in their hearts. The things in this world were truly fickle and unpredictable. Logically speaking, One House City's Huang family was more valuable than the Rong family and more worthy of Mo Qingyun's grooming. But because of a thought from Mo Qingyun, they were going to end up with the outcome of being obliterated. On the other hand, their Rong family. But they obtained Mo Qingyun's vigorous grooming. Chapter 844. Well, don't just stand there. Let's go to the Rong family now. Looking at Rong Ho and the others who were clenching their fists in excitement, Mo Qingyun said to them and jumped onto Savage Beast's back. Then, seeing Mo Qingyun riding Savage Beast to the Rong family, Qi Lian and the others immediately followed. After arriving at the Rong family, Mo Qingyun went to the Rong family's secret storehouse to pick the herbs he needed. The Rong family was worthy of being a first-class family in the sanctuary divine land. The collection in the family's secret storehouse was almost 100 times that of the Heavenly Cloud Pavilion. In the Rong family's secret storehouse, Mo Qingyun picked some herbs he needed and entered the five-direction small tower. As for Qi Lian and the others, before Mo Qingyun entered the five-direction small tower, they were also sent into the five-direction small tower. After entering the five-direction small tower, Rong Ho and the others were naturally shocked. They had never seen a treasure with a self-contained space like this before. Not to mention seeing it, they had rarely even heard of it. They didn't expect Mo Qingyun to have such a treasure. After the shock, Rong Ho and the others immersed themselves in cultivation and didn't want to waste any time. After all, it wouldn't be long before they had a fight with One House City, one of the 10 sacred cities. The more strength they had, the more protection they had. Seeing the actions of Rong Ho and the others, Mo Qingyun showed a satisfied smile and went to the second floor of the five-direction small tower. Sunflower water, black crystal, Gungjin cloud sand, Ewood resin, Bing fire ghost smoke, Wutu green rock, Qilin dragon lion blood, thousand-year phoenix flower grass. For a while, Mo Qingyun took out the elixir refining materials from his Chinquan bag and arranged them around him in an orderly manner. After doing all this, Mo Qingyun took out the sacred beast cauldron and injected a martial soul fire into it. Bang! When the martial soul fire entered the cauldron, a shocking heat wave escaped from the sacred beast cauldron. Hey, my martial soul fire seems to have become stronger. Sensing the power of the soul fire in the holy beast cauldron, Mo Qingyun's expression changed slightly. He was surprised that his soul fire's power had increased. The power of my soul fire seems to have become stronger because of the landscape of creation. Mo Qingyun found a reason why the soul fire had become so strong after sensing it for a while. He was even more surprised. In addition, what shocked Mo Qingyun even more was that he had discovered a strange power within his body. When did this power appear in my body? It seems that I have never cultivated this kind of martial arts before. Sensing the strange energy in his body, Mo Qingyun felt puzzled. He frowned and said, "This energy seems familiar. I think I've seen it somewhere before, but I can't remember where." After racking his brains to no avail, Mo Qingyun stopped thinking about it and immersed himself in refining pills. Due to the power of the martial soul fire becoming stronger, Mo Qingyun's pill refining efficiency improved significantly. The heptagold clouds which originally needed several hours to refine, now only needed a few hours to completely refine and purify it. Seeing such an improvement, Mo Qingyun could not help but be overjoyed in his heart. In this way, his ability in alchemy had unconsciously improved. With the increase in alchemy efficiency, Mo Qingyun's time to refine the 10,000 manifestation origin pill was naturally greatly shortened. In a blink of an eye, 2 days passed. The sacred beast pill immediately flashed with light, and an astonishing medicinal power erupted from it, condensing into a dreamlike scene. This was a deep ancient tomb that did not see the light of day. Inside the ancient tomb were broken weapons and corpses, as well as the graves of powerhouses. In this tomb, a young man with a feather fan and a silk headband was being hunted down by 3 people. Seeing this scene, Mo Qingyun could not help but be stunned. Soon, he was immersed in the scene before him. This scene was the same as when he was being hunted down by Li He and the other 2. However, after a brief moment of daze, Mo Qingyun recovered from his daze. Pill image. I didn't think that the 10,000 manifestation origin pill would actually appear when an emperor pill was successfully refined. Mo Qingyun could not help but be surprised at the scene before him. He thought to himself, the reason for this should be related to the increase in the power of my martial soul fire. An emperor pill was the emperor of pills. Once it was successfully refined, a phenomenon would appear. This was the so-called pill image. There were many types of pill images. They were similar to illusions. It could be a battlefield filled with flames or a farmhouse filled with flowing water. However, under normal circumstances, the formation of a pill image was related to the person refining the pill. This was because every emperor pill contained the blood and sweat of an alchemist. It was not an exaggeration to say that the emperor pill was connected to the alchemist's blood and sweat. The pill image of the 10,000 manifestation origin pill was refined by Mo Qingyun using his martial soul fire. Therefore, the scene of him being killed in the sky spirit tomb had appeared. In addition, the pill image was also a test of an alchemist's mental fortitude. An alchemist with a weak mental fortitude could possibly sink into the pill image. The consequences of sinking into the pill image were extremely dangerous. In light cases, one would be unable to extricate themselves from the pill image. In serious cases, one would be possessed by the newly refined emperor pill. However, if the alchemists successfully passed the pill image's mental fortitude test, they would obtain a great harvest from it and strengthen their mental fortitude. Come in. After breaking free from the pill image, Mo Qingyun formed a hand seal and trapped the pill image. As the pill image was sucked into the pill, the 10,000 manifestation origin pills in the cauldron immediately flew out of the sacred beast cauldron like mischievous children. Try to run? Mo Qingyun smiled faintly when he saw the actions of the 10,000 manifestation origin pills. He raised his hand and made a grabbing motion in the air. Coming obediently, as Mo Qingyun made a grabbing motion, a powerful yuan power erupted and turned into a large net that enveloped the fleeing 10,000 manifestation origin pills. The 10,000 manifestation origin pills immediately began to struggle after being trapped by the yuan power net. They frantically crashed against the net in an attempt to break free from the shackles of the yuan power net, refusing a toast only to be forced to drink a forfeit. Mo Qingyun's face darkened slightly when he saw the 10,000 manifestation origin pills trying to break free from his control. A ray of light erupted from his right eye. Then, an astonishing spiritual force erupted from Mo Qingyun's right eye and blasted the 10,000 manifestation origin pills. Under the bombardment of Mo Qingyun's spiritual gaze, the 10,000 manifestation origin pills' consciousness was immediately erased, and they obediently entered the jade bottle. There are exactly 10,000 manifestation origin pills. Not bad. Mo Qingyun revealed a satisfied smile when he saw the 10,000 manifestation origin pills in the jade bottle. He got up and walked to the first floor of the 5-directional pagoda. Young Lord. Chapter 845. There's no need to be so courteous. Mo Qingyun nodded faintly in response to the actions of Rong Ho and the others and waved his hand at them. Then, Mo Qingyun took out the jade bottle containing the 10,000 manifestation origin pills and handed it to Qi Lian. Qi Lian, there are 10,000 manifestation origin pills in here. You, Rong Ho, and the others will take one each. Distribute the pills to everyone. Yes, young lord. Qi Lian nodded and gave the 10,000 manifestation origin pills to Rong Ho and the others one by one. When Qi Lian handed out the pills to Rong Ho and the others, he frowned slightly when he saw the last 10,000 manifestation origin pill in the bottle. He asked Mo Qingyun for instructions. Young lord, this old servant has no use for this 10,000 manifestation origin pill. Can you give this old servant this pill to Mo Yun? Oh, I forgot about this. This 10,000 manifestation origin pill is indeed not very useful to you. Mo Qingyun only remembered Qi Lian's origins when he heard what Qi Lian said. He smiled faintly and nodded. In that case, you can give this 10,000 manifestation origin pill to Mo Yun. Thank you, young lord. Qi Lian thanked Mo Qingyun when he saw that Mo Qingyun had agreed. He then handed his 10,000 manifestation origin pill to Feng Maiyun. Feng Maiyun was stunned when he saw the 10,000 manifestation origin pill that Qi Lian handed over. His face was filled with disbelief and joy. The 10,000 manifestation origin pill was a grade 9 king pill. He was actually fortunate enough to consume it. Even before Qi Lian's recultivation, as Qi Lian's servant, he had never enjoyed such a pill. Who would have thought that he would be fortunate enough to consume such a heaven-defying pill not long after following Mo Qingyun? To Feng Maiyun, such a thing could only be described as happiness that came too suddenly. Thank you, young lord. Thank you, master. After being stunned for a short while, Feng Maiyun showed an excited expression and quickly thanked Mo Qingyun and Qi Lian. Although this 10,000 manifestation origin pill was not bestowed by Qi Lian, it was Qi Lian who fought for it for him. He should still be grateful to Qi Lian. Young lord? Master? Hearing the way Feng Maiyun addressed him, Mo Qingyun frowned slightly and felt that he was at a disadvantage. Seeing Mo Qingyun frown, Qi Lian also frowned slightly. He felt that Feng Maiyun's way of addressing him was inappropriate. He was taking advantage of Mo Qingyun. Maiyun, although this old man has refined you into blood slaves, this old man feels that you should change the way you address me. Qi Lian felt that something was wrong, so he spoke out his thoughts. He pondered for a moment and said, previously, Miss Qing said that this old man is the head butler of the Mo clan. In the future, you can call me the head butler. Head butler. Mo Qingyun was stunned when he saw the identity Qi Lian had set for him. Then he smiled faintly and said, "Head butler? This identity is not bad. In that case, Qi Lian, you'll be the head butler of the Mo clan from now on." "Thank you, young lord." Qi Lian was delighted when he saw that Mo Qingyun approved of his actions. He hurriedly expressed his gratitude to Mo Qingyun. Although this was just a change in address, it was actually an acknowledgement of his position in Mo Qingyun's heart. What was a butler? It was the person with the highest status in a family apart from the family head. It was also the person that the family head trusted the most. From this, it could be seen how important Qi Lian was in Mo Qingyun's heart. This was definitely not something that Feng Maoyun and the others could compare to. All right, everyone, continue cultivating. I'm going to enter seclusion to raise my cultivation base. Seeing that the creation myriad origin elixirs had been distributed, Mo Qingyun did not want to stay any longer. He turned around and walked to the second floor of the Five Directions small pagoda. "Farewell, young lord." Qi Lian and the others bowed when they saw Mo Qingyun walking to the second floor of the Five Directions small pagoda. They then sat down and continued cultivating. When he arrived at the second floor of the Five Directions small pagoda, Mo Qingyun did not hesitate and immediately entered cultivation. Devouring Gate. As soon as he entered cultivation, Mo Qingyun used the Devouring Gate to devour and transform the origin source energy in the Five Directions small pagoda. With the help of the Devouring Gate, Mo Qingyun's comprehension of the five elements origin source energy immediately increased rapidly. Now, as Mo Qingyun was fully immersed in cultivation, his Big Dipper picture flew out of his body on its own. After the mountain and river creation picture flew out of his body, it began to frantically absorb the ultimacy, power, origin source energy, and other powers in the Five Directions small pagoda. After the mountain and river creation picture absorbed these powers, the scene in the picture began to change. This kind of change couldn't be described clearly, but could be intuitively felt, giving people a mysterious feeling. In addition, the indigenous people living in the mountain and river creation picture also had a breakthrough in their cultivation. At this moment, all the indigenous people in the mountain and river creation picture seemed to have taken a heaven-defying elixir and obtained a great fortune. As the indigenous people in the mountain and river creation picture increased their cultivation, a very strange power flew out of their bodies. This power flew out of the indigenous people's bodies and dissipated outside of the mountain and river creation picture, slowly entering Mo Qingyun's body. When this strange power entered Mo Qingyun's body exuded a solemn aura, as if he was a great immortal or a great Buddha. Next, all of this happened little by little without Mo Qingyun's knowledge. After who knows how long, the mountain and river creation picture dimmed and stopped absorbing the power in the Five Directions small pagoda. With a flash, it disappeared into Mo Qingyun's body. Third heavenly star layer, fire, wood and water origin perfection, metal origin level 5. Soon after the mountain and river creation picture entered Mo Qingyun's body, Mo Qingyun opened his eyes in surprise and joy. He stopped cultivating. Mo Qingyun was overjoyed when he sensed the benefits of his cultivation this time. He thought, with my current cultivation at reciprocity and the assistance of my various trump cards, I should be able to take on late heavenly dipper experts. It's almost been a month. It's time to return to the Rin family. Mo Qingyun thought for a moment before standing up and making his way to the first floor of the Five Directions small pagoda. He planned on telling Qi Lian and the others to go to the Rin family. Rongho's cultivation has broken through to the late 8th heavenly star layer. Rongbing's cultivation has broken through to the 8th heavenly star layer. Mo Qingyun sensed the cultivation of Rongho and the others after arriving on the first floor of the Five Directions small pagoda. He smiled in satisfaction. Mo Qingyun was rather surprised that Rongbing had broken through to the 8th heavenly star layer. He never thought that Rongbing would be able to break through the bottleneck of the seventh heavenly star layer with the help of a myriad manifestations origin pill. As Mo Qingyun did not hide his senses, Qiu Yin and the others discovered his actions very soon. Young lord, you've come. Chapter 846. Yes, your improvement is not bad. You didn't disappoint me. Mo Qingyun had a satisfied smile on his face when he saw Rong Ho and the others approaching. He opened his mouth to praise them. It's all thanks to the pills bestowed by the young lord. Otherwise, our cultivation wouldn't have broken through so quickly. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words of praise, Rong Ho and the others revealed humble expressions and said modest words. The pills are just icing on the cake. If it weren't for your talent and hard work, your cultivation wouldn't have broken through so quickly. Mo Qingyun waved his hand with a faint smile in response to Rong Ho and the others' humble words. He acknowledged Rong Ho's hard work. It's about time for the Huang family to arrive. Let's head to the Rin family, so we can make some preparations in advance. After chatting with Rong Ho and the others for a while, Mo Qingyun didn't want to stay any longer and instructed Rong Ho and the others. With that, Mo Qingyun didn't hesitate any longer and moved Rong Ho and the others out of the five-directional pagoda. Mo Qingyun leaped onto the savage beast's back when they were outside the five-directional pagoda. After that, Mo Qingyun and the others headed to Sun Moon City to wait for the Huang family to take their revenge. At this moment, while Mo Qingyun was heading to the Rin family, on the other side of Sun Moon City, a group of aggressive people were rushing towards Sun Moon City at an extremely fast speed. This group of people was the Huang family who wanted to take revenge for Huang Wenbao. Vice City Lord Ma, the City Lord, actually sent out 2 level 8 transcendent powers, 10 level 7 transcendent powers, and dozens of level 6 transcendent powers to deal with the small Sun Moon City clan. Isn't this making a mountain out of a molehill? At this moment, a level 6 transcendent powers cultivator in the group said disapprovingly. In his eyes, Huang Kunshin's actions were making a mountain out of a molehill. Captain Huang Jia, there's something you don't understand. Ma Daiping revealed a cold expression when he heard the words of the person beside him. He shook his head and said, the City Lord didn't send us here just to deal with a small clan from Sun Moon City. He wants us to slaughter the entire Sun Moon City and bury them with the young City Lord. Massacre the city. Hearing Ma Daiping's words, the expressions of Huang Jia and the others at the side trembled. They were somewhat shocked by Huang Kunshin's ruthless decision. Just because his son had died in Sun Moon City, he wanted everyone in Sun Moon City to be buried with his son. Such an action was simply too inhumane. One had to know that even though Sun Moon City wasn't big and couldn't be compared to the 10 great holy cities, it couldn't even be compared to a big city like Honor City. However, there were tens of millions of people living in Sun Moon City. Tens of millions of people were buried with a single person. This was enough to show how lowly the lives of the weak were. Perhaps, in a situation where you simply do not know, you have suffered an unexpected calamity. It was also for this reason that countless people wanted to become stronger and take control of their own destiny. In this world, there wasn't much logic to speak of. The only logic was whose fist was bigger. However, there are some factions in Sun Moon City that we can't touch so easily. Hearing Ma Daiping's words, the other 8th level transcendent power expert, Huang Xin, said solemnly, that's right. There are some factions that we can't touch. Hearing Huang Xin's words, Ma Daiping nodded coldly and said, even though the young City Lord Bao died in the Jade Lake Immortal Pavilion, the Jade Lake Immortal Pavilion's background is too great. It's not something that our Huang clan can offend. Therefore, we can't provoke the Jade Lake Immortal Pavilion this time. Right now, as the Huang clan rushed over to Sun Moon City. In Sun Moon City, there were still a few factions that were paying attention to Mo Qingyun's matter. Sun Moon City, Azure Pine Mansion, in a secluded courtyard. Young Master Qing Song, I found the person you asked me to investigate. An old man stood respectfully in front of Huang Fuqingsong and reported the results of his investigation. He continued, "The person you asked me to investigate is called Mo Qingyun. He came from a faction called the Qingyun Palace from the Jin Prefecture. It's said that the Qingyun Palace destroyed 3 super sects of the Jin Prefecture not long after it was established." "Oh, there's such a thing." Huang Fuqingsong was surprised when he heard this. Then, a smile of interest appeared on his face. He lay down lazily and said, "In that case, this Mo Qingyun does have some ability. However, the Jin province ranks last in the Dongshan divine domain. Even the super forces of the Jin province can only rank second or third in the divine prefecture of the sanctuary. There's nothing to be concerned about. Young Master Qingsong, according to my investigation, this Qingyun Palace is probably not that simple." Seeing that Huang Fuqingsong did not take the Qingyun Palace seriously, the old man's expression froze. He hurriedly said to Huang Fuqingsong, "In addition, with the current influence of the Qingyun Palace in the Jin Prefecture, I'm afraid it won't be long before he goes to the main city of the Divine Prefecture to ask for the position of Prefecture Lord. A Prefecture Lord of a remote region. His power is not even comparable to the 10 sacred cities of the Divine Prefecture. Let's continue to observe them for now." Hearing the old man's serious words, Huang Fuqingsong still did not care. He waved his hand disinterestedly. "I understand." Seeing Huang Fuqingsong's performance, the old man did not say anything else. His expression changed, and he said, "Also, today, that Lang Ping from the Jade Lake Immortal Pavilion has come to see you again. I wonder if young Master Qingsong would like to see him? This guy is quite persistent." Hearing the old man mention Lang Ping, Huang Fuqingsong's expression changed slightly. His expression revealed displeasure, and he said, "I, Huang Fuqingsong, dislike people who hide behind women the most. If he comes to see me again in the future, continue to send him away from me." "Yes, young master." After receiving Huang Fuqingsong's instructions, the old man immediately nodded and continued to report other matters to Huang Fuqingsong. Currently, on the other side of Sun Moon City, in a guest room of the Jade Lake Immortal Pavilion. "Brother Ling Hong, it looks like only you're the best husband for Xie." Lang Ping looked at Lan Ling Hong in front of him. A dark smile appeared on his face as he spoke flatteringly. "Brother Lang Ping, if it wasn't for the fact that I didn't bring enough origin energy stones that day, how could I have let someone else obtain the right to watch Xie's dress up?" Seeing Lang Ping acknowledge him, Lan Ling Hong revealed a joyful smile and explained for himself. He said unhappily, "Although that Mo Qingyun has some ability, he is too arrogant and reckless. This time he killed Huang Wenbao. The Huang family of Wenhao City will definitely not let him have it. He's just an insignificant clown. We don't need to pay attention to him." Hearing Lan Ling Hong mention Mo Qingyun, Lang Ping's face immediately darkened. A strong anger rose in his heart. He vaguely remembered that Mo Qingyun's words to him that day contained a strong sense of ridicule and ridicule. Chapter 847. Looking at the time, Wenhao City's Huang family should have sent people to Sun Moon City to settle the score with Mo Qingyun and the others. Lan Ling Hong thought for a while and began to ponder. He muttered to himself, "Huang Kunchen will definitely be furious when he learns that Huang Wenbao died in Sun Moon City. It's extremely likely that he'll send a level 8 expert to take revenge. If I inform my father now and ask him to bring people to kill Huang Kunchen's people, wouldn't that be equivalent to cutting off Huang Kunchen's left and right arms?" Lan Ling Hong no longer hesitated when this thought appeared. He immediately sent a message to Jinling City's city lord, Lan Fengxing. When Lan Ling Hong sent the message to Lan Fengxing, Lang Ping revealed a troubled expression. He said to him, "Brother Ling Hong, I know that you're sincere towards Xie, but there's a written rule in my clan. I still have to tell you about it first." "Oh, may I know what rule Brother Lang is referring to?" Lan Ling Hong's expression changed slightly when he heard Lang Ping's words. He seemed to be inquiring about it. "It's like this. In our clan, in order to prevent others from abandoning the women of our clan, before they marry a woman of our clan, they'll make them swear an oath to express their sincerity towards the woman of our clan. Lang Ping explained to Lan Ling Hong before pausing. His expression became even more troubled. He continued, "As Sia's cousin, I naturally have to be responsible for her future. If Brother Ling Hong really wants to marry Sia, I hope you can swear an oath. If you don't, I won't force you." So it's an oath. That's natural. Lan Ling Hong did not doubt Lang Ping's words at all. He nodded as if it was a matter of course and said, "Brother Lang, what kind of oath do you need me to swear?" Lang Ping smiled coldly when he saw that Lan Ling Hong did not raise his guard at all. He took out an ancient scroll and said, "This is the oath scroll of my clan. Brother Lan, all you need to do is drip a drop of blood on it and swear the oath you want." Brother Lang, your family is really ancient. I didn't expect there to be such a rule. Seeing Lang Ping's action, Lan Ling Hong's expression was slightly surprised. He smiled faintly and said, "However, since I am about to become half a member of your clan, I naturally have to abide by the rules of your clan. Therefore, I will make an oath." Lan Ling Hong smiled faintly. He no longer hesitated and swore an oath according to Lang Ping's instructions. He did not feel that there was anything wrong with it. A moment later, Lan Ling Hong finished his oath, and the ancient scroll glowed. Immediately, Lan Ling Hong felt his mind buzzing. His mind was suppressed and imprisoned by a strange force. At the same time, Lan Ling Hong saw a smug smile on Lang Ping's face, as if he had successfully plotted something. After discovering this, Lan Ling Hong immediately had a bad feeling. He felt that he might have been tricked by Lang Ping. "Lang Ping, what did you do to me?" Realizing that something was wrong with Lang Ping, Lan Ling Hong's face darkened, and he questioned him. "Lan Ling Hong, is this how you speak to your master?" In response to Lan Ling Hong's questioning, Lang Ping's expression darkened. He scolded Lan Ling Hong and said, "Lan Ling Hong, now that you are under the control of the soul-eroding blood contract book, you have to listen to me. Otherwise, don't blame me for being rude to you. Lang Ping, you actually tricked me. You're courting death." Hearing Lang Ping's words, Lan Ling Hong's face immediately turned ugly. He raised his hand and blasted out a palm at Lang Ping. "Kneel down." Lang Ping did not care about Lan Ling Hong's actions at all. He only shouted at him, "Ah!" In response to Lang Ping's cold shout, Lan Ling Hong's body trembled and he let out a miserable scream. He held his head with both hands and knelt down. He said in a panic, What did you do to me? Why are you doing this to me?" At this moment, Lan Ling Hong was shocked to find that he could not refute Lang Ping's order. This was too frightening. "Why?" Lang Ping smiled sinisterly. He looked at Lan Ling Hong with a strong sense of coldness in his eyes and said, "Your Lan family's strength is second only to the 10 great sacred cities. If I control your Lan family, it will be of great help to my grand plan. You want to control my Lan family." Knowing Lang Ping's ambition, Lan Ling Hong's heart trembled once again. A chill ran down his spine. He was actually chatting and laughing with such a person just now. At the thought of this, Lan Ling Hong's face turned pale. He asked Lang Ping, "Then what you said just now about me and Sia being together, was it also an act to coax me? At least you're not stupid. Also, based on your status, you're not worthy of Sia." Lang Ping smiled faintly and nodded. His expression revealed a trace of disdain as he said, "Of course, I'm also not Sia's cousin. Sia will be my woman in the future, Lang Ping." You despicable person." After learning the truth from Lang Ping, Lan Ling Hong's expression became furious again. He scolded Lang Ping loudly. However, Lang Ping did not seem to care about his scolding at all. He only said with a cold expression, "Looks like you still need to be taught a lesson. Otherwise, you won't know the difference between master and servant." As Lang Ping's words fell, he punished Lan Ling Hong through the soul-devouring blood contract book. "Ah, Lang Ping will die a horrible death. Stop, stop, I won't offend you again." Under the piercing pain of the punishment, Lan Ling Hong finally begged for mercy. He was willing to submit to Lang Ping. At the Rin family, after traveling for half a day Mo Qingyun and the others finally arrived at the Rin family. They began to set up in the Rin family in preparation for the revenge of the Huang family. Several hours later, Mo Qingyun was satisfied and stopped what he was doing. The golden silkworm spider chain formation is complete. Everything is ready now. Mo Qingyun smiled faintly as he watched the formation before him complete. His face was filled with anticipation as he said, "With the help of the golden silkworm spider chain formation, the people of the Huang family won't be able to return when the time comes." Qi Lian immediately rejoiced when he heard Mo Qingyun's words. His face was filled with anticipation as well. In his opinion, if the Huang family sent a powerhouse of the 8th level, he could borrow the power of the other party's flesh and blood to break through to the 8th level. Once his cultivation reached the 8th level, he would be considered a true powerhouse on the Tianhan continent. Qi Lian, you wait for the people of One House City again. I'll return to the 5-directional pagoda to cultivate. Seeing that everything was ready, Mo Qingyun said to Qi Lian before returning to the 5-directional pagoda to cultivate. Chapter 848. Several days passed in the blink of an eye. Terrifying auras descended upon Sun Moon City. As these frightening auras descended, the various clans and families in Sun Moon City fell into a state of panic. These people were Ma Daiping and the others who had come to replace Huang Wenbao. Elder Huang Xan, let's do it. Ma Daiping revealed a sinister smile as he spoke to Huang Xian beside him when they arrived in the sky above Sun Moon City. All right, Huang Xian took out a huge black net and tossed it into the sky above Sun Moon City. Once this huge black net was tossed out by Huang Xian, it expanded rapidly and enveloped the entire Sun Moon City in an instant. Sun Moon City was enveloped by this huge black net, and the light inside dimmed. It gave off an oppressive and sinister feeling. Let's enter the city. Ma Daiping smiled sinisterly when he saw the huge black net enveloping Sun Moon City. He flew into Sun Moon City. What's going on? Why is Sun Moon City enveloped by a huge net? This is the astral trapping net. It's the treasure of One House City's city lord, Huang Kunshan. Then why is it in Sun Moon City? Could it be that One House City wants to deal with our Sun Moon City? I heard that Huang Kunshan's son, Huang Wenbao, was killed in Sun Moon City. Could it be that they're here for this? Seeing the current situation in Sun Moon City, the various clans in Sun Moon City immediately fell into a state of terror. This is the astral trapping net. When House City's people are here, I have to inform Qing Yun immediately. Seeing the huge black net above Sun Moon City, Ren Tianxiang revealed a serious expression and quickly walked towards Mo Qingyun's courtyard. A few moments later, when Ren Tianxiang arrived at Mo Qingyun's courtyard, a terrifying aura enveloped the entire Ren residence. When House City's people were here, it seems like I don't need to inform Qing Yun and the others anymore. Feeling the aura that enveloped the Ren residence, Ren Tianxiang's expression changed again, and his face turned pale. Although he had heard from Mo Qing Yun that trouble might come to the Ren family in the near future, Ren Baqian did not expect that trouble would come to the Ren family. However, Ren Tianxiang did not expect that the trouble Mo Qing Yun was referring to was actually the Huang family of One House City. The Huang family was one of the top 10 forces in the Holy Divine Continent. It was not something the Jia family could compare to. And Mo Qing Yun, come out and accompany our young master in death. While Ren Tianxiang was panicking, an angry voice spread to every corner of the Ren family. They're already here. Sensing the commotion outside the Ren residence, Mo Qing Yun walked out of his room with a faint smile and arrived in front of Ren Tianxiang and the others. Qing Yun, the other party is from Wen House City's Huang family. What should we do now? Seeing Mo Qing Yun come to his side, Ren Tianxiang had a panicked expression and hurriedly asked Mo Qing Yun, "Don't worry, family head Run. I have a way to deal with it." Looking at the panic-stricken Ren Tianxiang, Mo Qingyun smiled faintly at him and said some comforting words. After saying that, Mo Qingyun raised his hand to form a hand seal and blasted it into the air. Immediately after, a ray of light appeared above the Run residence, and a dazzling light screen slowly dissipated. This brat actually removed the Run residence's defensive array. Could it be a trap? Seeing Mo Qingyun's actions, Ma Daiping and the others' expressions changed, and their eyes were filled with suspicion. In their opinion, when Mo Qingyun was faced with the Huang family's revenge, he should have activated the Ren family's array formation to defend himself. How could he possibly remove the array formation and let the Huang family fall into his trap? At this moment, Mo Qingyun's actions seemed a little abnormal to Ma Daiping and the others. There must be something fishy going on. This brat removed the Run residence's defensive array. There must be a trap. As soon as this thought arose in Ma Daiping's mind, he looked at Mo Qingyun with a mocking expression and sneered. Brat, you want to use this trick to trick us into entering the Ren family to scheme against us? You are too naive. We will not fall for it. Oh, seeing the reaction of Ma Daiping and the others, Mo Qingyun could not help but be stunned. He was a little surprised by Ma Daiping's idea. Originally, he thought that after he removed the defensive array, the Huang family would definitely rush into the Ren residence. Unexpectedly, because he took the initiative to remove the defensive array, the Huang family became vigilant. However, Mo Qingyun did not care about this. He smiled faintly and looked at Ma Daiping, saying, Didn't you want to kill me to avenge Huang Wenbao? Now that I am standing in front of you, why don't you even have the courage to attack me? Or perhaps your Wenhao City's Huang clan's reputation is only for show, and you're actually a group of cowards? Brat, you don't have to use reverse psychology on us. We will not fall for it. In response to Mo Qingyun's provocation, Ma Daiping replied disdainfully. With a confident look, he said, Let me tell you, even if we do not enter the Ren residence, we still have ways to deal with you. After Ma Daiping finished speaking, he turned to look at the crowd and said coldly, All of you, immediately attack the Ren family. Otherwise, I will bring my men to flatten your family. Why should the Huang family send us to our deaths? Even though the Huang family of Wenhao City is powerful, you can't go overboard. When they heard Ma Daiping's order, a dissatisfied look immediately appeared on their faces, and they questioned him. You are courting death. When he heard this person's dissatisfied words, Ma Daiping's face darkened. He raised his hand and blasted out a palm strike towards this person. Instantly, a terrifying yuan power erupted from Ma Daiping's palm and transformed into a huge black palm shadow. Bang, bang, bang. In the face of Ma Daiping's powerful palm strike, the person who spoke did not have the strength to resist and was slammed into the ground. Not only that, but some of the people around him were also slammed into the ground because they were caught in the crossfire. It was unknown whether they were dead or alive. When they saw this scene, the expressions of the surrounding people trembled. A sense of panic rose in their hearts. Who else dares to be dissatisfied? When he saw the expressions of the surrounding people, Ma Daiping glanced at them and said coldly. When he saw that everyone was silent, Ma Daiping showed an impatient expression. He pointed at a group of people and said, The few of you immediately enter the Run residence and kill the people of the Ren family. Yes. When they heard Ma Daiping's order, these people immediately panicked. Their bodies trembled as they flew into the Run residence and attacked Mo Qingyun and the others. Brat, did you see that? Even if you hide in the Ren residence and don't come out, I still have ways to force you out. After ordering a group of people to attack Mo Qingyun, Ma Daiping showed a complacent expression and said proudly, Sigh. Looking at the people of the various clans who attacked them, Mo Qingyun looked at them sympathetically and sighed. How do you know that the strength of our Ren family is inferior to that of the Huang family of Wenhao City? Would the result be different if you attacked us? Qilian, attack. Chapter 849. Bloodthirsty Demonic Skill, Blood-Sucking Demonic Ball. After receiving Mo Qingyun's instructions, Qi Lian directly blasted out a palm at these people who were attacking. Immediately, a violent blood-colored essence force burst forth and turned into a huge blood ball, constantly flickering in midair. Every time this blood ball flickered, it would produce a terrifying suction force. Under this terrifying suction force, it made people feel as if their blood was about to explode, causing them to unconsciously feel palpitations. Not only that, as this blood ball continued to flicker, the suction force emitted from it also became stronger and stronger. Soon, one of the weaker people among the attacking people could not resist the powerful suction force and was instantly sucked dry of all the blood in his body and died. Seeing this person's miserable state, the surrounding people's expressions suddenly changed, and their faces became pale. This terrifying demonic attack was really too terrifying. It was something they had never seen before. In addition, what shocked everyone even more was that after the huge blood ball absorbed the blood of others, its power actually became stronger. Save me. Immediately, these attacking people were all sucked dry of blood by the blood-sucking demonic ball and died one by one. Dead. In just a few breaths of time, all the people who attacked the Rin family were dead. After seeing this scene, the surrounding people's expressions all changed, revealing a strong sense of horror. They really did not expect that such a terrifying person was hidden in the Rin family. Rin family is so strong. No wonder the Jia family was destroyed by them. No, it's not that the Rin family is so strong. It's that young man beside Rin Tianxiang who is so terrifying. Yes, that red-haired old man is this young man's servant. For him to have such a servant, his identity is not simple. Of course not. Otherwise, why would he dare to kill the young city lord of One House City? What? He killed the young city lord of One House City? No wonder the people of One House City's Huang family want to deal with the Rin family. Seeing Qi Lian's powerful means, the way everyone looked at Mo Qingyun immediately changed greatly. Qi Lian, your bloodthirsty demonic skill seems to be stronger than in your previous life. Seeing Qi Lian's move, Mo Qingyun also revealed a look of surprise. Based on his understanding of Qi Lian, he did not seem to have such means in his previous life. Some time ago, I was lucky to have cultivated the bloodthirsty demonic skill to the 8th level, surpassing the limit of my previous life. Speaking of the bloodthirsty demonic skill attainments, Qi immediately revealed a look of surprise, and his mood became somewhat excited. Oh, that is indeed something worthy of celebration. Hearing this, Mo's demonic skill to break through to the realm. Whether we let them go or not, the Blood Refinement Demon King will definitely take revenge. Speaking up to there, Huang Xian's expression darkened. He made a beheading gesture and said, "If that's the case, why don't we just erase them and seal off this information? Perhaps we'll have a chance to fool them." That's right. Hearing Huang Xian's words, Ma Daiping immediately nodded in agreement. He looked at Mo Qingyun with a gloomy expression and said coldly, "Kid, your father, the blood-refining demon king, is cruel and vicious. He has killed countless people. Today, I will take revenge for the souls that died at his hands. I will kill this demon's son to vent the wrath of heaven." The son of the blood refinement demon king? Mo Qingyun could not help but smile bitterly at Ma Daiping's words. This misunderstanding was too big. However, Mo Qingyun did not explain. He looked at Ma Daiping with a mocking expression and said, "If you want to do it, just do it. Don't pretend to be a whore and give me a dignified excuse." Everyone has the right to kill the demon's descendant. Today, we'll enforce justice on behalf of the heavens. After saying these high-sounding words, Ma Daiping's body moved and directly rushed into the Rin family. Now that he had guessed Mo Qingyun's identity, he could not care less. Even if the Rin family was a tiger's den, he had charge in. He had no choice. If one of Mo Qingyun's group escaped, the consequences would be too severe. Rongho, don't hide anymore. Come out and fight with them. Looking at Ma Daiping and the others approaching rapidly, Mo Qingyun did not intend to hold back. He immediately instructed Rong Ho and the others. Yes, young lord. Rong Ho and the others, who were hiding in the surroundings, appeared and greeted Ma Daiping and the others. Honor City, the Rong family. Chapter 850. Two level 8 divine power experts, and one of them is in the late stage of the level 8 divine power. Like the people around them, Ma Daiping and the rest were also shocked when they discovered Rong Ho's cultivation. They truly hadn't expected that there would be two level 8 divine abilities powerhouses by Mo Qingyun's side. As such, it would be extremely difficult for them to deal with Mo Qingyun. They originally thought that they had overestimated the Run family's strength, but now they realized that they had underestimated the Run family's strength. Since you've come in, don't go out. While Ma Daiping and the others were shocked, the corners of Mo Qingyun's mouth curled into a faint smile. His hands quickly formed hand seals. Gold and silkworm spider chain formation, rise. A strange hand seal quickly formed in Mo Qingyun's hand and was blasted into the air. Then a light appeared in the air and formed a huge screen that sealed off the entire Ren family. After the light screen formed, the figures of Mo Qingyun and the others disappeared from the sight of the surrounding clans. Formation. Young noble blood refiner has activated the Ren family's formation. Is he trying to cut off his escape route? I think young noble blood refiner is trying to catch a turtle in a jar to prevent the Huang family from escaping. As expected of young noble blood refiner, his way of doing things is indeed different from ordinary people. It's a huge mistake for the Huang family to offend him. Seeing the situation before them, the surrounding people's expressions changed and they exclaimed in surprise. While everyone was exclaiming in their hearts, the people sent by the other forces to spy on them left one by one. I didn't expect Mo Qingyun to be the son of the blood refiner demon king. This news must be reported to young Master Qingsong immediately. After learning of Mo Qingyun's identity, an old man in the crowd was shocked and quickly rushed back to the Qingsong residence. Then, the rumor that Mo Qingyun was the son of the blood refiner demon king spread wildly in Sun Moon City. When everyone received this news, they all revealed shocked expressions. They were extremely surprised by this. Qingsong Prefecture, Huangfu Qingsong's small courtyard. The son of the blood refinement demon king. If I spread this news to the sky sword sacred mountain, I'm sure sword reveredly he will reward me handsomely. Huangfu Qingsong revealed a cold smile when he heard the servant's message. He immediately instructed the person beside him. Uncle Fu, go and prepare immediately. We will set off for the Sky Sword Sacred Mountain right now. Everyone was shocked by Mo Qingyun's identity. Inside the Run residence. Young Master Blood Refiner, I admit that we have underestimated you. However, if you think that they can stop us, then you are wrong. Seeing Mo Qingyun activate the Run Residence's clan protecting array formation, Ma Daiping sneered with a disdainful expression. In his opinion, although the Ren family strength had shocked him, he did not think that they could not kill Mo Qingyun and the others with their strength. You'll know soon enough whether or not I can keep you guys here. After uttering these cold words, Mo Qingyun no longer hesitated and immediately attacked Ma Daiping. Door of Seals, seal for me. A miniature version of the light door condensed rapidly in the middle of Mo Qingyun's palm, emitting an ancient aura. As the seal gate was formed, he charged at Ma Daiping with extreme speed, striking Ma Daiping with lightning speed. Under the attack of the Door of Seals, Ma Daiping's bloodline was immediately sealed. He unconsciously spat out a mouthful of blood. What kind of technique is this? After receiving the attack of the Door of Seals, Ma Daiping's face was immediately filled with shock and fear. He couldn't believe that a Heavenly Dipper third-level brat was able to injure him. However, before Ma Daiping could recover from his shock, something even more shocking happened. His cultivation was actually dropping, and very soon, he fell out of the 8th level of the Divine Arts realm. This scene was too terrifying for him. My, my cultivation has fallen to the mid-stage of the divine ability, 7th level. Soon, Ma Daiping realized that his cultivation had fallen from the mid-stage of the divine ability 8th level to the mid-stage of the divine ability 7th level. This sudden change really frightened Ma Daiping and the others. One must know that in this situation, an expert at the divine ability 8th level was definitely the key to victory. As such, they who originally had a slight advantage were now in a disadvantageous position. However, what shocked Ma Daiping even more was that a miniature version of the light door condensed in Mo Qingyun's palm. Everyone, be careful. That light door can seal your cultivation. Seeing the door of seals in Mo Qingyun's hand, Ma Daiping's expression changed drastically. He warned Huang Xian and the rest with a panicked tone. You've realized it too late. Just as Ma Daiping was speaking, Mo Qingyun sneered and attacked Huang Xian with the door of seals without hesitation. Elder Huang, be careful. Seeing Mo Qingyun attacking Huang Xian, Ma Daiping's expression immediately tensed up, and he quickly shouted at Huang Xian. If even Huang Xian's cultivation was sealed, then the fate of these people would truly be disastrous. Although Ma Daiping wanted to warn Huang Xian, the attack of the door of seals was too fast. Before Huang Xian could react, he was hit by the door of seals. Then, Huang Xian followed in Ma Daiping's footsteps. His cultivation was sealed, and he fell to the early stage of the divine ability 7th level. As such, Ma Daiping and the rest no longer had an expert at the divine ability 8th level. Their cultivation was all at the divine ability 7th level. Qilian, Rong Ho, do it. After sealing Ma Daiping and Huang Xian's cultivation, Mo Qingyun did not hesitate and immediately gave the order to Qilian and the rest. Yes. After receiving Mo Qingyun's order, Qilian and the rest sneered and pounced on Ma Daiping and the rest. While Qilian and the rest were attacking, Mo Qingyun was not idle either. He continuously sealed the cultivation of the rest of the Huang family. Kill that kid first. Without his help, this group of people is nothing to worry about. After fighting for a while, Ma Daiping quickly discovered the key point. He knew that Mo Qingyun was the biggest threat. After reminding everyone, Ma Daiping no longer hesitated and immediately attacked Mo Qingyun at an extremely fast speed. You want to attack me? You're wrong. Looking at Rong Ho, who was attacking him, Mo Qingyun revealed a mocking smile and said to Qilian in a deep voice, Qilian, let's combine. The door of fusion. As soon as Mo Qingyun finished speaking, he took out another door of light and divided it into two, enveloping himself and Qilian. Then, Mo Qingyun and Qilian became one, and the aura on his body skyrocketed. Combine. Seeing Mo Qingyun's performance, not only were Ma Daiping and the rest stunned, but even Rong Ho and the rest were stunned. Chapter 851. Level 7 of the God Power. Sensing Mo Qingyun's cultivation after merging, Ma Daiping was shocked once again. He was shocked by Mo Qingyun's move. After merging with someone, he could obtain their cultivation. This move was too unbelievable. In that case, wouldn't Mo Qingyun have the same cultivation as the experts around him? As soon as this thought appeared in his mind, Ma Daiping did not dare to continue thinking about it. This method was too frightening. Xiaoza Heavenly Spirit Finger. Ma Daiping didn't have time to think. Clouds gathered above the Ren Mansion, forming a huge black vortex. As soon as this black vortex was formed, a huge black finger flew out from it and crushed towards Ma Daiping at an extremely fast speed. What a terrifying martial art! Sensing the terrifying aura from the black finger, Ma Daiping's expression trembled. A strong sense of panic rose in his heart. At that moment, he couldn't help but have an illusion that he couldn't withstand Mo Qingyun's finger. Ghost Shadow Demonic Pearl. Although Ma Daiping was afraid, he didn't dare to hesitate. He immediately raised his saber and slashed. Ma Daiping held the 2-meter-long saber and raised it to the sky. A terrifying golden yuan power was released. Once the golden yuan power was released, it turned into a golden ball and spun rapidly towards the huge black finger. Bang! When a huge black finger and the golden ball collided, there was a loud bang and a shocking wave of yuan power. Crack, crack, crack. At the same time as this wave of origin energy exploded, the rotation of the golden sphere stopped, emitting a series of cracking sounds. Bang! Another loud bang was heard. Under the powerful impact of the huge black finger, the golden yuan powerball finally couldn't withstand the pressure and exploded. After destroying the golden yuan powerball, the huge black finger's attack didn't stop. It continued to attack Ma Daiping. Soon, a terrifying demonic aura enveloped Ma Daiping. It made him feel like he was in a demon's den. It was eerie, cold, and terrifying. However, before Ma Daiping could recover from this feeling, a terrifying force blasted his chest. Under this force, Ma Daiping was immediately blasted away. He fell heavily to the ground from midair, creating a huge crater in the ground. Vice City Lord Ma. Seeing Ma Daiping being sent flying by Mo Qingyun, Huang Xian and the others were shocked. They were shocked by this scene. The way they saw it, Ma Daiping was a level 8 divine arts powerhouse. Even if his cultivation was suppressed, he shouldn't be so weak. What's more, Mo Qingyun was just a Heaven Dipper realm cultivator. His current strength was just borrowed. It was impossible for him to fully utilize it. Huang Xian and the others probably didn't even know that Mo Qingyun's body was hiding the soul of a supreme being expert. With Mo Qingyun's experience in controlling power in his previous life, the situation that Huang Xian and the others thought of would not occur. Heavenly Flame's sky-breaking halberd. After sending Ma Daiping flying with one finger, Mo Qingyun did not stop there. He continued to chase after Ma Daiping with the scorching flame halberd in his hand. Roar! Under the halberd, a crimson dragon shadow flashed out. It emitted a terrifying heat wave that attacked Ma Daiping. Elder Huang Xian, save me! Seeing the rapidly approaching dragon shadow halberd light, Ma Daiping revealed a panicked expression and hurriedly asked Huang Xian for help. After being hit by Mo Qingyun's finger, he had lost the ability to fight. It was difficult for him to even move his body. Huang Xian's current situation was not much better than Ma Daiping's. He did not have the ability to save Ma Daiping. Following which, an expression of unwillingness and fear surfaced on Ma Daiping's face as he stared at the approaching dragon shadow halberd. Pucci! When the dragon shadow halberd light landed on Ma Daiping's body, it directly pierced through his body, creating a large hole in his chest. Ma Daiping's chest was pierced through by the dragon shadow halberd. His face was filled with unwillingness as he fell to the ground with his eyes wide open. Vice City Lord Ma. Seeing that Ma Daiping was killed by Mo Qingyun, Huang Xian and the others trembled. Their faces were filled with grief, anger, and fear. Although Ma Daiping's cultivation had been sealed, he was still the backbone of the group. Now that he was dead, Huang Xian and the others had lost their backbone, and their fighting spirit had waned. Ma Daiping was killed. Looking at the dead Ma Daiping on the ground, Run Tianxiang's body trembled. His heartbeat quickened as he said to himself, Mo Qingyun's methods are too terrifying. Even the geniuses of the 8 great sacred mountains are no match for him. We have all underestimated Mo Qingyun. His combat strength is so terrifying. I'm afraid he is invincible among those of the same cultivation level. When Run Tianxiang uttered these words of shock, Elder Ren one also had a shocked expression on his face as he sighed emotionally. At this moment, while everyone was shocked by Mo Qingyun's methods, Mo Qingyun and Qi Lian separated from each other. After separating from Mo Qingyun, Qi Lian charged toward Huang Xian and the others to kill the remaining members of the Huang family. With the addition of Qi Lian, the remaining members of the Huang family were killed on the spot one after another. They had no choice. Whether it was the strength of their martial arts or the comprehension of their divine powers, they were no match for Qi Lian. In this way, how could they fight Qi Lian? After 15 minutes, the battle between the two sides came to an end. Ma Daiping and the others were all killed. Clean this up. Seeing that Ma Daiping and the others were killed, Mo Qingyun's face turned cold as he instructed Qi Lian and the others. At the same time, Mo Qingyun raised his hand and formed a hand seal to remove the golden silkworm spider chain formation that enveloped the Rin family. As the golden silkworm spider chain formation was removed, the scene in the Rin mansion appeared before everyone's eyes again. The formation has been removed. I wonder how the battle is going inside. The people of One House City are gone. Could it be that they are all dead? All of them died at the hands of young Master Blood Refiner. The power behind young Master Blood Refiner is so strong. Seeing that Mo Qingyun didn't look at Ma Daiping and the others, the surrounding people were all shocked. In their hearts, their respect for Mo Qingyun increased by a few notches. They didn't expect that even with Ma Daiping and the others' battle prowess, they would still be killed by Mo Qingyun. Celestial Trapping Heaven Net. If I have this item, I won't have to set up a formation in the future. At this moment, while everyone was shocked by Mo Qingyun's strength, Mo Qingyun looked at the sky with interest. He looked at the huge black net that enveloped Sun Moon City. After looking at Xing Luo's Celestial Trapping Heaven Net, Mo Qingyun didn't hesitate anymore. His body moved and flew into the sky. In the sky, Missouri Qingyun formed a hand seal and struck at Xing Luo's Celestial Trapping Heaven Net. He was prepared to collect it. However, what surprised Mo Qingyun was that when he tried to collect Xing Luo's Celestial Trapping Heaven Net, he was blocked by a spiritual power. There's a spiritual imprint in this Celestial Trapping Heaven Net. Could it be that this item doesn't belong to Ma Daiping and the others? Seeing that his Celestial Trapping Heaven Net was blocked, Mo Qingyun frowned slightly and revealed a surprised expression. Mo Qingyun didn't try to hide the fact that Huang Kunshin's clone was questioning him. This kind of thing couldn't be hidden anyway. Moreover, now that Rong Ho and the others had arrived by his side, he didn't have to fear Huang Kunshin's clone. On the contrary, Mo Qingyun was thinking of using this opportunity to destroy Huang Kunshin's image clone. He should be able to injure Huang Kunshin. Brat, how dare you kill my Wen House City's people? You're courting death. After confirming from Mo Qingyun that Ma Daiping and the others have been killed, the expression of Huang Kunshin's doppelganger instantly turned gloomy. He raised his hand and blasted towards Mo Qingyun and the others. Apocalyptic Lightning Palm. A terrifying bolt of lightning condensed on the palm of Huang Kunshin's doppelganger. It flashed with a dazzling light as if it was going to break the sky. At this moment, under the shocking lightning, the light in the world became bright and dim, causing people to be in awe of it. As soon as the lightning palm was formed, it soared into the sky and pressed down on Mo Qingyun and the others. Mysterious underworld yin-yang sword, soaring eagle. Facing the powerful attack of Huang Kunshin's doppelganger, Rong Ho and the others didn't dare to hesitate. They immediately drew their swords and slashed towards the sky. The two sword rays, one yin and one yang, immediately converged into an eagle and flew towards the lightning palm. Bang! 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 The eagle's sword rays bombarded the lightning palm and immediately created a series of loud bangs, causing the flames to shoot out in all directions. Bang! 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 However, after the lightning palm came into contact with the sword rays, it continuously exploded and destroyed the sword rays that were blocking it. Very quickly, the sword rays that Rong Ho and the others slashed out dissipated in midair under the powerful bombardment of the lightning palm. Fortunately, after Rong Ho and the others blocked it, the power of the lightning palm weakened significantly. Even so, the power of the lightning palm was still terrifying. Mysterious underworld yin-yang sword, riding the wind and breaking the waves. Seeing that the lightning palm was still approaching, Rongho didn't dare to hesitate and immediately blocked it again. Under the full power of Rongho and the others, they finally blocked the remaining power of the lightning palm. Huang Kunshin's doppelganger didn't mind that his palm was blocked. He smiled indifferently and said, "You do have some skills. However, with just this little bit of skill, all of you will be buried with Deputy City Lord Ma and the others today." "Huang Kunshin, you're wrong. Today, it's not us who will be buried with Ma Daiping and the others. It's your doppelganger who will be buried with Huang Wenbao and the others." In response to Huang Kunshin's doppelganger's words, Mo Qingyun smiled indifferently and retorted. Then, Mo Qingyun moved his hands and quickly formed a mini version of the light door. "Sealed door, seal it." As soon as the sealed door was formed, Mo Qingyun blasted it out without hesitation and blasted it toward Huang Kunshin's doppelganger. "Humph, you overestimate yourself. How dare a Heavenly Star Realm brat attack me?" In response to Mo Qingyun's attack, Huang Kunshin's doppelganger's face was filled with disdain and ridicule. In his opinion, Mo Qingyun's attack was no different from an ant trying to shake a big tree. As soon as he finished speaking, Huang Kunshin's doppelganger waved his hand and wanted to destroy the sealed door easily. Seeing Huang Kunshin's doppelganger's actions, Rongho and the others sneered, and their eyes were filled with ridicule and pride. Was the sealed door so easy to break? Under the ridicule of Rongho and the others, the sealed door blasted into Huang Kunshin's doppelganger's body and started to seal his origin energy and divine soul. After being sealed by the sealed door, Huang Kunshin's doppelganger's aura immediately weakened. Not only that, but his doppelganger's solidification also slowly faded. How? How could this be? My cultivation. Sensing the drop in his cultivation, Huang Kunshin's doppelganger's expression immediately revealed a hint of panic. This kind of situation was too out of his expectations. Not only did a Heavenly Star Realm brat's attack injure him, but also sealed his doppelganger's cultivation. This scene had already exceeded his understanding. Did a Heavenly Star Realm brat have this ability? Following that, Huang Kunshin affected the cultivation of the clone, and under his fear, it fell to the late stage of the 7th level of the divine arts. Rongho, do it! While Huang Kunshin's doppelganger was panicking, Mo Qingyun revealed a cold expression and instructed Rongho and the others. "Yes, young lord." Chapter 853. While Rongho and the others were attacking Huang Kunshin's doppelganger, Mo Qingyun did not stay idle. He continued to collect the celestial trapping net. As Mo Qingyun collected the celestial trapping net again, Huang Kunshin's soul energy stopped him again. "Oomph. You want to stop me with a spirit origin stage soul brand?" Sensing the strength of the soul imprint within the celestial heaven trapping net, Mo Qingyun sneered and shouted, "Break for me." As soon as he finished speaking, Mo Qingyun released a wave of soul energy and blasted it into the celestial trapping net. Following that, a miserable shriek rang out from the mouth of Huang Kunshin's clone. His expression was one of terror as he said, "Brat, you actually destroyed the soul imprint I left in the astral heaven trapping net. It's just a spirit origin stage soul brand. How difficult is it for me to destroy it?" In response to Huang Kunshin's doppelganger's shock, Mo Qingyun replied calmly and kept the celestial trapping net in his hand. "Boy, I'll remember this. Just wait for me to step into Sky Moon City." Seeing that Mo Qingyun had taken the celestial trapping net, Huang Kunshin did not want his doppelganger to stay any longer and was ready to let it leave. He had a feeling that if he did not leave now, his doppelganger would not be able to leave in the future. As soon as he finished speaking, Huang Kunshin's doppelganger dissipated and disappeared from the world. "Want to escape? Do you think you can escape?" Seeing Huang Kunshin's action, Mo Qingyun sneered and raised his hand to release the celestial trapping net. Celestial trapping net, trap. As soon as the celestial trapping net was released, It expanded rapidly and instantly enveloped Huang Kunshan's doppelganger. Star. Image trapping net. Seeing that his doppelganger was enveloped by the celestial trapping net, Huang Kunshan immediately exclaimed in horror. Although his doppelganger could merge with the yuan qi of heaven and earth, if even the yuan qi of heaven and earth was isolated, he naturally could not escape. For example, a spoon of salt could be dissolved in water, but if the water was contained in a cup, then the salt would remain in the cup. The young lord is wise to come up with such a method to deal with him. If Huang Kunshan's image clone was in his own magical equipment, he would probably die from anger. It's just that now that Huang Kunshan's image clone has dissipated, we can't find him, so it's not easy to deal with him. Seeing Mo Qingyun's actions, Rong Ho and the others all revealed looks of admiration. At the same time, they also felt a headache as to how they should deal with Huang Kunshan's clones. Brat, so what if you've trapped me? As long as I don't show myself, you can't do anything to me. At this moment, while Rong Ho and the others were having a headache over how to deal with Huang Kunshan's image clone, Huang Kunshan's image clone said something complacent. Invincible in the Tianhun continent. Thinking of the final result, the crowd couldn't help but tremble. They looked at Mo Qingyun with fervent gazes. Could it be that they were going to witness the rise of a legend? Let's go back. Mo Qingyun didn't pay attention to the crowd's reaction. After instructing Qi Lian and the others, he walked into the Ren residence. Arriving at the Ren residence, Mo Qingyun didn't delay at all. He immediately went to find Ren Tianxiang and the others. Qingyun, you're here. Come and take a seat. Seeing Mo Qingyun arrive at the meeting hall, Ren Tianxiang revealed a humble expression and gave the main seat to Mo Qingyun. He had no choice. Now that he had witnessed Mo Qingyun's strength, he didn't dare to continue putting on airs. Patriarch Ren, there's no need to be so polite. Mo Qingyun smiled faintly and waved his hand at Ren Tianxiang's actions. His expression turned serious as he said, "This time, I killed Ma Daiping and the others. I also destroyed one of Huang Kunshan's image clones. He definitely won't let this matter rest. In order to prevent him from taking his anger out on the Ren family, I think you should move the Ren family out of Sun Moon City." Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Ren Tianxiang and the others were hesitant. Their Ren family had been in Sun Moon City for thousands of years. Now that they suddenly had to leave, they couldn't bear to do so. Think about it, and give me an answer tomorrow. At this time, Mo Qingyun had already finished explaining everything that needed to be explained. After receiving Mo Qingyun's instructions, Lin Yu and Rong Peng rushed back to the Rong clan and prepared to lead the Rong clan to Qingyun's palace. After all, there was no such thing as an absolute secret. The Rong clan's participation in the extermination of Ma Daiping wasn't a secret. If Huang Kunshan knew that the Rong clan was involved, he definitely wouldn't let them off. Therefore, in order to be safe, it was necessary to move the Rong clan to Qingyun's palace. After all, Qingyun's palace was protected by a powerful formation. Unless someone who was proficient in formations came, even a transcendent level 9 expert wouldn't be able to break it. Of course, the most important thing was that there were a large number of demons guarding Qingyun's palace. Hundreds of thousands of transcendent realm demons were a terrifying force. Even a transcendent level 9 expert might not be able to gain an advantage against them. Young Lord, I'm going to refine the flesh of Ma Daiping and the others. I'll go into seclusion in the 5 Directions Pagoda first. Seeing that Mo Qingyun had settled the matter properly, Qi Lian revealed an expression of asking for instructions and told him his thoughts. All right, I'll send you into the 5 Directions Pagoda now. Hearing Qi Lian's words, Mo Qingyun nodded and sent him into the 5 Directions Pagoda. Creek. Right now, when Mo Qingyun sent Qi Lian into the 5 Directions Pagoda, the door to his courtyard was pushed open. As the door was pushed open, Mo Qingyun saw Ren Tianxiang and a few others walking in from outside. Qingyun, I've thought it through. I've decided to move the Run clan to Sun Moon City. After walking into Mo Qingyun's courtyard, Run Tianxiang didn't beat around the bush and directly said to Mo Qingyun, I wonder if you have any good suggestions and arrangements for our Ren clan to move? Patriarch Run, it's great that you've decided to move the Ren clan. After hearing Run Tianxiang's decision, Mo Qingyun smiled faintly and nodded. He said to Run Tianxiang, since that's the case, you'll bring the Ren clan to the City of Honor later and meet up with the Ren clan. When the time comes, you'll head to Qingyun Palace together. Mo Qingyun paused for a moment and said, the Azure Cloud Palace has a sect guarding Grand Formation and a sect guarding Divine Beast. Even if an expert at the 9th level of the Divine Ability realm attacks there, that expert would similarly be unable to gain any advantage. Even a level 9 Transcendent Power Cultivator won't be able to gain any benefits. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Run Tianxiang's expression immediately trembled. He was once again astonished by the strength of Qingyun Palace. From the looks of it, he had once again underestimated Mo Qingyun's strength. If that's the case, thank you very much, Qingyun. Chapter 855, Wenhao City's City Lord Mansion, in a majestic hall. PFFF. The middle-aged man, sitting at the front of the hall, suddenly trembled and spat out a mouthful of blood. City Lord, what happened to you? Seeing the middle-aged man spitting out blood, the crowd was anxious and quickly asked him about the situation. My clone has been killed. Hearing the crowd's question, the middle-aged man said in a gloomy tone and clenched his fists tightly. This middle-aged man was none other than the City Lord of Wenhao City, Huang Kunshan. What? The City Lord clone was killed. City Lord, who did this? I will immediately bring people to kill his 9 generations. That's right. This matter cannot be tolerated. Otherwise, others will think that we, Wenhao City, are easy to bully. After knowing that Huang Kunshan's clone was killed, everyone in the hall was furious. They rubbed their fists and looked like they were about to start a massacre. It was a Heaven Dipper stage 4 brat with the Sun Moon City's Ren clan and the Honor City's Ron clan. Huang Kunshan revealed a sinister expression and killing intent surged in his eyes. He gritted his teeth and said, I was careless this time. However, I will not let this matter rest. Sun Moon City's Ren clan? An old man in the mid-stage of the 8th stage of the Transcendent stage asked with a puzzled expression, City Lord, aren't Vice City Lord Ma and the rest in Sun Moon City? Didn't they help you? As soon as the old man said that, the other people in the hall also looked puzzled as they looked at Huang Kunshan with puzzled expressions. Ma Daiping and the rest are dead. Seeing everyone's puzzled expression, Huang Kunshan revealed a solemn expression and said with grief and indignation, the death of Ma Daiping and Huang Xin was a huge blow to Wenhao City. It had weakened Wenhao City's strength by a lot. What? Vice City Lord Ma and the rest are dead? Didn't they go to deal with the Ren clan? Could it be that the Ren clan has such strength? Hearing Huang Kunshan's words, everyone was shocked. They were surprised by this outcome. It's not the Ren clan. It's a Heaven Dipper stage for brat who colluded with the Ron clan in Honor City. When Huang Kunshan heard the crowd asking about the cause of death of Ma Daiping and the others, his expression turned grave. With lingering fear, he said, that brat knows an extremely strange technique that can seal his cultivation, preventing him from unleashing his full strength. There's actually such a strange method in this world. This brat must not be allowed to continue growing. City Lord, why don't we gather our men and head to Sun Moon City to exterminate them? That's right. This kid has repeatedly killed the people of my Wenhao City. We absolutely can't let him off so easily. For a time, the crowd below once again rubbed their fists, wanting to head to Wenhao City to kill Mo Qingyun. No, don't act rashly for now.